and we are live on the Arcane Apocalypse, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am your dungeon master, Bill Stifler, joined here by our party of miscreants, a group of folk from everyday walks of life in their former present-day lives who have now been flung into the future, into a world where America has turned into this apocalyptic wasteland. Properly, the whole world has turned into it, but they don't know that yet. And we have been running from all sorts of nefarious monsters, quite powerful entities with strong magic who have kidnapped some of our party members, and been dealing with all sorts of the consequences as we learn to wrestle with our new reality. So far, we've been primarily guided by our wizard friend, the robot Kai9X, who has been guiding the group back to his mentor, the great Leon, the wizard that we now realize is Leonardo da Vinci, brought from his past and brought all the way here to this apocalyptic future, where he has been working to learn about the magical sources of power that have infused the land. Most recently, having finally found the village of Piccalilli, where we had a brief respite from fighting off monsters and enemies. We encountered and made inquiries with the various village folk and ultimately decided that the best place for us to scout for equipment in order to have the correct supplies to set out on our next journey. The journey to find the whereabouts of Dr. Hermes Sanguine's wife and daughter. We decided that the place to go next would be the nearby army base, Fort Riley, where we would hope to find potential armaments, survival supplies, and ideally some manner of low-tech vehicle from the Cavalry Museum or nearby that may be able to survive in this world that is infused with arcane storms and surges that seem to fry almost any form of circuits or electronics that are powered up. And before we jump in there, as we continue to loot the remnants of the army base, we'll go ahead and give a quick introduction to all of the members of our party here, as well as our icebreaker question of the week. Now that your character is aware of magic, if you could describe or imagine some sort of magical item that they would want, what would they describe? And we will start here on the left and work our way across, starting with Nathan.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I play Agent Cade Knox, who is a human monk. He is a corporate agent working for was working for the Syngeni Corporation. Who knows now? And learning that magic is like a real thing, I think he would really, to really understand it, he would love some sort of like compendium that had like all the spells and stuff that like are able to be cast by like different kinds of casters, like all compiled into like one place that's easily accessible. He would love that.
A spell like database of sorts.
Yeah, just like,
almost like if he were to like find like the second half of a Dungeons and Dragons player's handbook.
I'm working on compiling just that sort of thing.
I found one. It's got the title Google.
But just like having something they could easily access and understand magic easier.
What types of magic are available in the world? Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, so like it wouldn't be like being able to use the magic or anything, but just being able to understand what magic is and how it works.
Absolutely. Huh. Yeah, so that kind of knowledge of magic, very cool. And then
Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm playing Ro. Pre-apocalypse, Ro was a robot personal assistant created by the Syngeni Corporation. And post-apocalypse, she is a human bard. And I really hate to steal this idea, but like I've been thinking a lot about it. Ro, I don't think she's had any time to like really study or like even think about what magic is or where it comes from. So I think for her it's just utter chaos right now. So I don't even think that she would know what a magic item is, even though she may have come across one. I don't think she even has really thought about that. So I think for her, some sort of, I mean, I know you said the word compendium, but some sort of instruction manual, because she's used to being like sent on missions with very clear instructions.
He is the instruction manual.
Well, that's kind of what I like. So far, the only mission we've had is, or the only like directive we've had has been Kai's directive. And so I think just something to help her learn more about, which I guess that would be Kai.
No, Kai is not an actual compendium, but I'm just kidding around.
Maybe she wants to be best friends with Kai. Maybe that's what it is.
I think everybody wants to be best friends.
Aw, thanks, guys.
We love Kai.
Love this little guy.
Indeed.
I'm Curtis, playing Reverend Himmelberger. Was a small town pastor and softball coach who is now a Goliath cleric. In my love of sports, and now that magic exists, I kind of think that magic always existed. And I remember there is this one football player who is fabled to get magical powers and go into beast mode when they eat Skittles. And so I would love some Skittles.
Magic
Nice.
Skittles.
I love it.
Magic
Taste the rainbow,
Skittles.
my friend. Taste the rainbow.
Taste the rainbow.
Great.
Best answer.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm playing Kai9Ek, the Autognome Wizard. Kai's already working on. Kai's been spending his time working on compiling an understanding of magic, the sources of it, how to wield it, how to manipulate it. So his goal is always to find a magic item that doesn't make sense, something that's novel to him, that expands his understanding of what magic is. In the beginning, that was easy. Pretty much every item was novel, but these days it takes something a little bit more strange and out there to kind of push that knowledge forward. So that's what he's looking for, is something that he hasn't seen before.
Had you seen a flying bus before?
He had never seen a flying bus, but he had flown in an ornithopter, so it's not a big jump there. The portal was quite impressive, though.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Dr. Hermes Sanguine, new fighter. And if I could have one magic item, it would definitely be a never-ending magazine. Because ammo seems to be sometimes somewhat of an issue, and not to, sound like I'm planning on going on a killing spree. There's been a lot of killing that's needed to have been done, and I foresee some more in the future. Can never have enough ammo.
all the ammo. So we've got all range of ones here, it sounds like. From knowledge-based things to I just want to be able to kill as many things as possible, to tasting rainbows.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Yep, one of the two murderers in the party. Or former killers. Former killers.
We're all killing stuff.
Who were
We're
you
putting it
talking
to sleep.
about?
Like,
Huh? Huh? Who, me? What? I've never killed anything.
I don't think I
Or
have.
any people.
I don't think I have yet killed a thing.
I
in
can
this.
clarify.
think I
You
either.
put stuff to sleep. Yeah.
I do.
That is.
Yeah.
That is true. It's true.
I prefer the term of internment more than.
Internment.
Out of curiosity, when you leave, after you get a certain distance, does that creature wake up? Because we did leave something sleeping next to a horde of
Oh,
zombies.
They
Yeah.
all just last a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not the distance from the creature at that point. It's the fact that it lasts for a minute or as long as I concentrate on
So it's not the distance; it's what lies in between.
it. Something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I know that line.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad.
I saw Kurt understand it too. But and with that, we will kind of pick up where we left off last time, where most recently we had approached the first section of the army base, which was the airfield here. And on our investigation, we found the 2 hangars of all of the air hangars that were there that were fully intact. Each housed various sleeping, enormous, monstrous creatures. One of them housed a sort of 6-legged purple salamander thing that was approximately 40 feet long, and the other housed a pair of sleeping panda bears, easily 20 to 30 feet tall, if you had to guess. So both enormous, monstrous creatures that are far larger than you would have expected. We opted to leave the creatures be and to wait and see from there. And we decided we did not want to fight them or wake them up, and we were going to move on and proceed to continue plundering and looting the rest of this place. Hopefully looking for all of this aforementioned loot. And so we pick up there, we're all outside of the hangar. For context, we had sent in Kai 9X's familiar. You'll remind me the name?
Bits.
Bits. That's correct. Bits. So Bits had flown in and spotted these creatures while Kai 9X narrated and described what he was seeing. So we pan back out as the second of these has finished, and the group has decided, yeah, we're not going to wake those up. And we also did see some helicopters and decided that while having an intact helicopter is cool, it would probably get fried the moment we tried to turn it on. There is the rest of the entire airfield if you want to take the time to explore that. The remaining sections of the base that you can continue to move on towards, though, are basically there is where is it? I had it opened up. We have for the next section immediately after the airfield is going to be the main post. That's where the cavalry museum is, as well as the whole historic area. Custer House, the Custer House is there, so there's like a whole historic section where it's like, the old-timey colonial type building that you can go through and see all the fancy silverware that the family used 300 years ago and all of that jazz. That's also going to be like where the main headquarters and stuff are, and then from there it kind of branches out and goes other places. So that would be kind of the next place, and then essentially from there you could head kind of northeast, where you would hit the hospital and then the training camp if you were to head up that road. If you were to head northwest from there, you would end up on Custer Hill, which is the main kind of housing and amenities area for all of the families. That's where all the restaurants and the bowling alleys and all of that stuff are. And then you can also head southwest to a smaller housing area as well. But those are kind of the main sections of places you could go to loot. I'd imagine first we'd be heading towards main post, where hypothetically all of the old vehicles and stuff would potentially be.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just geographically the next thing you have to go through.
Yeah, I would say that whatever the easiest flow
follow
would
the
be,
path, yeah.
and
Yeah.
then checking out the obvious spots of like. what
Give me
is
the
it,
loot,
cluster
give me the
or
loot.
whatever.
Yep.
The hospital and the training ground. Yeah.
Yeah, so continuing on,
Ooh.
there's kind of following along the road. If you want, you basically got the whole big open airfield to cross. Or kind of like a big long road along the end of it. And then the main post is on the opposite side of the Kansas River. There is one bridge to cross, or you could attempt to ford it if you wanted, and that's going to be kind of along the main road. And then there's a little bit of a foresty area that flanks either side of the main road that goes right up to like the center of the main post. So that's kind of your geography there. Here, I can get you give you a map of it here. Just a second. Just making sure I'm not going to accidentally show you anything you shouldn't have or shouldn't be able to see.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Whoa, you can't. You gotta cut it off there, man.
What is that? Did you make that song?
Listen, someone was in a board meeting and was like, "I got an idea for the song for this one character," and everybody loved it, apparently. But like,
I mean, kid shows ain't hard.
fair, but
What is?
it's not Pokemon.
Do you have experience with kid shows? No.
I mean, Syngeni Corporation entered the kid show market in like late 2015, and within 4 years, they already had the majority of the viewership. So, yeah, I think they know a thing or two about making children's shows.
I'm so sorry that I didn't know that.
It's understandable. Ooh, detailed map.
Alrighty, so currently you are approximately where the letter D is in the word airfield here in the Marshall Army Airfield. This main cluster of buildings here will be main post, and you've got this main road here that provides you with the only actual crossing into the rest of the place, unless you want to take some significant detours way out and around and approach it from a different angle.
And the land is all like overgrown and unkept, right? Like,
Yeah,
the
and well,
fences
this
aren't, like,
whole area
drawn.
here was forest to begin with.
Okay.
Here, I can give you
Ah,
Oh, okay.
So this is a more, an actual satellite image.
Okay.
And it is, of course, far less manicured than it was before. Lots of the stuff's all like
8 years of
tarmac
overgrowth.
broken down. Yeah, exactly. 8 years of overgrowth, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe more like 7-ish.
Sure.
Might have had some still activity initially.
Mhm.
As we knew it. I had some semblance of activity. We've heard
Yep.
various stories from there being kind of initially a small encampment there. But one of the townfolk back at Piccalilli told us that, they tried to shoot anybody that tried to get onto the base.
And we haven't seen any sign of that, right? We haven't seen a killing field out front or anything that was obviously like that.
Does not appear to be so. No.
Okay.
But worth noting, in character, you would know that many of the people that died early on were reanimated and probably wandered about elsewhere.
Sure.
We saw zombies. That the very first monsters we encountered were zombies.
Mhm.
So especially, and this is something that K9X would know for sure, especially early on, when the arcane storms and surges were at their strongest, things and people who died very rapidly were suffused with arcane energy and turned into various types of monstrosities.
Gotcha. We don't know what that's like at all.
No. So you have seen some corpses here and that, like you've definitely seen corpses along the way.
Gotcha.
But not, it's not like, oh, here's a pile, a killing field that was like straight up a massacre type vibe.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so let's head down the road toward the historical section, right?
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's likely where to find the old stuff that doesn't need batteries or electricity.
Yep.
I
Okay.
would like to say, as we're coming up to the bridge, I would like to keep an eye out on whether or not there's anybody like posted watching the bridge or any
Sure.
kind of danger around it.
Absolutely. So you're crossing. Are you just going like straight across the airfield then? Basically, straight.
I think that was the plan because
head
the longer
straight
we're out
west
in the open,
and then take
more
the
likely
bridge,
we'll
right?
get noticed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you pick your way across the airfield, trying to take cover amongst wreckages of various army trucks and crashes of like husks of helicopters. Mostly lots of husks of helicopters left behind. Some of them appearing to have arcane blast marks and scorches from clearly definitely some sort of fight happened here for sure. But also you see some of them appear to have enormous gashes just ripped right through them, which again makes sense seeing the various giant monsters you guys have encountered so far. But
Yep.
Go ahead and everybody can give me both a stealth and a perception check as we pick our way amongst all the vehicles darting across the airfield.
Nope. Not my strong suits.
Yeah, I'm saying starting off strong.
Get him out of the way, everybody.
Hold on, let me. All right. Well, where's?
Oh,
There it
that's
is.
good.
Okay.
Nice, Rev.
Rev's paying attention.
Oh, I didn't go to perception.
Oh, I have a.
Well, that's good. Hopefully you'll see
I
our
have
assailants coming.
disadvantage. I have disadvantage on stealth.
I didn't have disadvantage on stealth, but I might as well.
7. 7 was my highest. Or my lowest.
I'm pretty sure I got.
let's
Did I get a
see.
6 for stealth?
So group check. So yeah, we got a 7 and a
I got an
6 and it's an 8. Yeah, once you added some numbers to it. So we got a 7 and an 8. Okay. So we're like half and half on stealthy, not stealthy. Did I also see like a actually no, we were just not pretty stealthy. We're just not stealthy, never mind. I saw a bunch of double digits for
Not
perception and didn't realize that those were the perception checks, not the stealth checks.
Everything's all mixed up together.
Yeah. Yep. So, you guys I mean, you're a very, very obvious band jumping from cover to cover. It would be quite easy to see you from pretty much anywhere around. But you are able to maintain a semblance of awareness, and as you all keep your heads on swivels moving across the field, you don't detect any sounds of movement or you don't spot anybody in any of the windows of the kind of buildings in the office area on the northwest side of the airfield there. The whole place seems quite desolate.
Am I able to cast Detect Magic while we walk as a ritual, or do I have to be stationary?
I think you have to be stationary for a ritual casting.
Fair.
We like makeshift a wagon.
If you want to,
Pull him.
100%. If you have a wagon or something to pull him in, you find yourself a radio flyer. plunk. You can set up your little, all your little
much does Kai
gadgets and
weigh?
Wismos and.
I
Could Rev
Can I
just
just
carry?
Can I
That's a
Very
carry
rude
high.
question. That's a rude question.
Well, no. It's not just a matter of not walking. It's a matter of he actually needs like space to lay out all of the components when you do ritual casting. It's more of like you got to lay out your. For him, it's a little bit different from traditional spellcasters, obviously because he's an autonome. But like traditionally, it's like, oh, I got to put out these candles, set them here. I got to draw this thing on the board. I got to lay out the book and put the incense and do all the whole kit and caboodle.
I have not thought about how much he weighs. Those components would be heavy though. He's small but heavier than you'd think.
Right.
Rev's pretty strong. He can carry you.
He's a Goliath. He is a Goliath.
That's true.
Yeah. So I would say again, if you can have something to pull him in where he has like a flat surface to work and can like
give
sit,
him-
then yes.
Does Kai have legs?
No, we've talked about this back and forth.
He left him a knot.
We no, we decided. I think we all decided that he has triangular tracks instead of sort of like tank tracks, except in a triangular shape, and the triangles themselves can rotate. So if you hit something that the track itself can't get over, the whole triangle can rotate to grip on top of it.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
So you
So
can't
like a
really
half
you
track?
can't really benefit from a piggyback ride, I guess.
No, I
Not
mean,
in this context. That is
no,
yeah.
he can't just like wrap himself on you and
Carry him like
ride on your back. No.
Fair enough. I was thinking because if you could piggyback ride, then I could use my shield as like a table surface for you.
I like that.
You and
But
your,
Carry the
you and
whole
your no
shield.
legs thing.
like put the
No,
shield
I
on. What, you just like have the shield balanced on your head.
Yeah, I'll just like hold the shield while he's piggyback riding. And...
Yeah, they say
Here's
flavor
what
is
you need.
free
You
right
need
up
somebody
until they
needs to
ask you
get
for
Tensor's
details.
floating disc. That's what somebody needs. Tensor's floating disc would do it.
Yeah.
That holds like 300
That's what I-
pounds, and it's like a
I
flat
should've asked
platform.
It's on my
Oh.
it's on my wish list. I'll get there eventually.
Isn't that? I would say that one's a spell, right? Is that what
It
level
is.
2 or 3?
It's a level 1 spell, but it wasn't on my list of level 1 spells that I picked, so
You have to find
I'm
it
looking
somewhere.
for a time to snag another ritual.
Oh, because that does work as a ritual, doesn't it?
It does.
How fast can Tensor's floating disc go?
I think as
Not
fast
asking
as
questions.
I think as
I think as fast as
go.
you
But
can.
anyway,
It stays like 30 feet behind you or something. like
Anywho.
that. Whatever.
anywho's it. What are we doing?
Walking.
Continuing to the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, as we were approaching the bridge, I was
You're all
checking
having
to
this
make sure it's safe.
in character. You guys are all having this conversation in character while
Oh,
you're
okay.
working your way across the field.
This is why
which
I
is
stealth
why we are
exactly
not
well.
stealthy.
This is exactly why you're not stealthy. and Agent Knox is like, guys, you need to stop asking questions. We're trying to be quiet right now.
He's bouncing from shadow to shadow while we're all just loudly conversing.
Wop, 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 wop,
I knock
wop,
a
wop, wop,
skeleton.
wop.
I knock a skeleton into a fucking well, and it's like,
Oh,
Nice.
no.
No, you don't knock one into a well. Fortunately, there's no wells, but you do knock one into a blade of a helicopter that is leaning against another helicopter, and then that falls over, and then a whole helicopter tips and rolls on its side.
Hey, we didn't roll that badly.
He did.
me? I got an
You
8.
guys like all got single digits.
That was Rev. Rev got a 6. They can
Yeah.
knock over a
It was
helicopter.
7. It was 7. And
Oh,
listen,
okay.
Didn't you fall out
I'm
of a
tired.
car
I'm
earlier
just
today?
I'm dragging my baseball bat on the ground and it's just making a lot of noise. Okay, like jump off it. Like
It's just that he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Roll, tactically roll
See,
out
she
of the
paid
car.
attention.
Okay. So, we've now successfully made it across the airfield and are right here at the entry point to the bridge without noticing any enemies or any signs of significant life other than us. You know, you can hear as you approach the wooded area, you can hear various typical forest sounds. It doesn't sound like it's a dead forest, you know. You could hear bits of bugs and birds occasionally and things.
I don't like the whole bug thing.
What size?
They
are
sound
these
like
bugs?
small, normal-sized bugs. They do not sound like giant of like giant beetle wings or things.
Also, it's not the ones that you can hear that are scary. It's the ones who catch you off guard.
Damn it, Kai. Oh,
He's not
buddy.
wrong.
You're not wrong.
I mean,
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's why I hate spiders. They sneak up on you.
Yes, they do.
The worst kind of spider is the
Uh,
kind that you saw and then you can't find anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, no, then you
Did,
just burn the
did
house.
phase spiders exist back when you were back before the apocalypse?
What was
They,
that?
they were like it was like the prototype version of phase spiders. All of them.
You seem confused. Let me explain. There are reports in our zoological, our what was it? Our Arcanum zoological that that describe spiders that can teleport. They've been lovingly named phase spiders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just disappear
to-
sometimes. I don't know.
I haven't seen one myself, although I'm not certain that that's not just because they were teleporting at the time.
You're probably
Are
right.
these like just tiny, normal-sized spiders by chance?
What did you call that book thing?
The Arcanum zoological.
Yeah. Real quick
I'd like to
question,
know how
Kai?
accurate that.
What's the biggest spider you've ever seen?
I've
I'm gonna like gesture on like normal spider sizes.
normal spider size, what you would think of as normal spider sizes. Though I really hope we see something larger. That would be incredible.
No,
I
not
don't have
particularly.
kids. The Furies are listening.
All right, so as we're having this conversation about what terrifying monstrosities may lie ahead that we've heard rumors of or heard about prototypes or archaic versions of from in the before days, we carefully cross the bridge, or are we trying to like ford across the river?
No,
I
Definitely going
was
on the
going to
bridge.
check out the bridge and make sure that there was, like, nothing I could see that would indicate somebody was, like, either booby trapped it or was keeping
Sure.
a post on it or anything.
Yeah, so as you approach, you don't see any obvious like guards or anything like that. First off,
Okay.
the bridge appears to be generally just a clear, open bridge.
I don't think
In
we're
working
a
order.
river forging style of party.
Yeah, Kai would have to be like Pirates of the Caribbean style, walking on the bottom of the water. So,
And
I mean,
I don't think Ro would appreciate the slime
that
so
being said,
much. Ro
Kai
has some kind of nice clothes now at this point, right? Doesn't she? Didn't she have like some like fancy jacket and stuff that she likes?
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Kai doesn't need to
purple
breathe, so fording the river would be just fine.
no.
I would do it walking across the bottom Pirates of the Caribbean style, but he does not need to breathe.
I don't think I could do that.
Alright.
anymore.
That would be awesome.
Can you send out bits to just kind of scout above?
Oh,
and see if-
certainly. Bits, have a
and
look.
If the bridge is clear, then we could just,
Bits flies up above
Proceed.
and zooms overhead. As far as, and I assume Kai, are you? Look, you're closing your eyes.
Yeah, I'll look through his
yeah.
senses. Its senses. I'll
Uh,
be better about my pronouns.
whoop. There's not actually any cars there now. Maybe a couple. Just like in the picture.
Sure.
This is almost literally what you're seeing.
Is that
Okay.
is that bridge like in real life not that straight?
no, man.
No, that's
No,
that's
that's
just
just Google
because of
Maps.
the it's because it's a satellite image taken from at an angle slightly, and
Got a big old
yeah.
dart sticking out of your neck.
there you go.
there, make it 3D-ish.
No offense to anybody listening, but those army engineers, I'll tell you.
But it appears basically like this. You don't see any evidence of enemies on the bridge, no anything like that, and at the same while you're checking that out through bits, Chris, I assume Dr. Hermes Sanguine, you said you wanted to check to make sure it wasn't booby trapped or anything. Did you mean like check like the structure underneath and stuff to make sure the bridge
Check to
wasn't going
make
to
sure it's
collapse
sound,
on you?
and then also that nobody had purposely made it so that you could easily drop the entire bridge.
Yeah,
or
go ahead.
anything
So
like
go
that.
ahead and give me an investigation check as you poke around the underpinnings of the bridge to make sure that they look to be secure.
Ugh.
The bridge appears to be of a different construction than you're familiar with. It wasn't exact. You were not in the. As far as you can tell, it looks fine, but it's not of a construction type that you are especially familiar with. Like you don't see anything obvious,
That's fair.
but it's
That's
like
fair.
you're not an architect. You weren't in the Corps of Engineers. You were a sneak in and kill the bad guys type, not a let's build a bridge type. Right? Like,
I respect it. That's a solid answer. Good answer, Steve. Good answer, Steve.
So,
Kai will pull up right next to Dr. Sanguine and look right where he's looking and be like, what's it look like? Does it look good?
I mean, I'll admit, Kai, I'm not an engineer, but to me, it looks okay.
good enough for me.
It looks like a bridge.
That's what I was thinking.
it's like a bridge. All right.
Bits doesn't see anything. I think we're good.
All right, let's do this.
So,
Do we want to go like lightest to heaviest just in case? Or do we not?
you
care?
see several
Or
wrecked
heaviest
cars
delay.
on the bridge.
So it's holding up cars.
Mm.
It's not going to immediately fall down. We can
I
let me
think
go
we're
first.
okay.
If I land in the water, it's not going to kill me. Like, I'm not going to drown.
Nah,
True.
let's just go for it. You know, risk it for the biscuit. I mean, we've already stood here talking for a little while.
So-
We might as well get going.
Yep.
So we proceed across the bridge.
Yes.
Onward.
Onward across the bridge as we approach. It's about, once you cross the bridge safely, it's about half a mile in towards the actual town center there, or sorry, main post. You can see specifically about half a mile to the museum. Are you planning just to follow the road or sneak off and forge through the woods to try to sneak your way up? Or some alternative option? There's kind of like the small side road, the little circuitous one, more like a trail.
Knox
I'm not
would
feeling very
suggest-
stealthy today, but
Knox
it's up
would
to you guys.
suggest That if
Kai's all for
we-
walking down the main road. He's never had a problem with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we keep up what we're doing of bits just popping out
Mhm.
and scouting up a little bit ahead, and then just keeping us updated, keeping on the main road is going to be the fastest way to move ahead.
Sure. Kai's going to continue the entire walk talking to you guys about different oddities from the the Arcanum Zoological, including mantis people that he's heard tell of. He's
Oh
gonna-
yeah, they live underground. For sure.
Well,
oh, maybe
some
that's,
of them do.
maybe that's the reptile people.
No, that's DMT, the mantis people.
Yeah. I think they're warring.
Mantis
I think
people.
they're like warring civilizations, and I don't think they like each other.
Kai, you can either
No,
give
it's the
me a
Greys.
perception check or have Bits give me a perception check, depending on whether you.
I think I'd much rather have Bits do it.
That's what I figured. I assume since you're actively walking with the group, you're not doing that with your eyes closed.
Right.
You're allowing Bits to alert you. If
Well,
anything-
when you roll an 8, you get what you get. I got an 11.
Yeah, as you're continuing along, Bits says it seems clear. I don't detect any signs of anomalies or movements or enemies. Certainly nothing large enough to warrant any danger. And as you continue along the road, I'm gonna have all of you give me perception checks as well.
Yay, perception.
Perhaps with
I'm
disadvantage.
gonna choose to.
if
I'm
you're-
just gonna choose to fail mine. I'm just not gonna
Yeah.
bother to make one because
Yeah.
I'm relying on Kai's
Yeah.
information. Or I mean, Bits' information.
Oh God.
Sure. As you get about halfway up the road here, Rev and Nox, you both notice that there seems to be a slight shifting and a shuffling off into the forest. To actually on both sides of you. You see a couple branches that are rustling almost suspiciously as
Shifting and shuffling like ambush shifting and shuffling, or shifting and shuffling like deer shifting and shuffling,
Or like
or
the trees
shifting and
themselves are
shuffling
moving.
like it's
not
wind-
the last
If the
one.
trees are
Not the
moving,
last
we're
one.
screwed.
This isn't Fangorn Forest.
I was about to say.
We're not doing that just yet. We'll
Yes,
maybe
we're
save
going
that
to
for
war.
another time.
So we're not fighting the wolves. Good.
It doesn't. Yeah, but it appears as though like you're seeing like branches rustle, and as you peer off in that direction, you can actually see kind of just about maybe 15 to 20 feet off into the forest. There appears to be like crisscrossed structures that don't appear to be trees or vines. It almost appears as though kind of just into the shadows of the trees on either side, there appears to be webs.
We had to talk about
Okay,
spiders.
I'm gonna tell everybody we got company.
As you say, we got company, and Rev says we had to be talking about spiders.
Oh, where? Right out loud, not trying to be stealthy.
And on that instant, on the ooh, where? The shuffling forms on either side begin to approach rapidly as you spot absolutely
Oh,
a pair of massive arachnids, one coming from either side of you on the road. Hit the edge of the tree line. We're And as the spiders emerge, we are going to go to our surprisingly early intermission break here as we prepare to jump into combat and initiative as we come back.
Woo!
And so we will be back
My
relatively
favorite.
quickly in hopefully 15 minutes or less.
See y'all in a bit.
And we are back, folks. And we are ready to jump in here as the group approaching the main section here of Fort Riley and working our way towards the museum where we might find some old vehicles and some good loot. And we are ambushed by a pair of enormous spiders with glowing, almost kind of neon red and yellow markings glowing all around them. I can actually... Well, that camera did not update. There we go. Oof. I didn't realize I had it zoomed in on here. That's a problem. I'll fix it. But this is what we've got as we see this giant, enormous spider from toe to booty, approximately 10 feet in length.
It's a nice spider right there.
Is that roughly like rhino sized?
No, rhinos are about 20 feet in length.
Are they?
15.
Okay.
Rhinos are pretty damn big. They're definitely longer than 10. You saying
They're
no,
not as
Kurt?
big as you think they are.
They're not?
No.
Okay, maybe. Maybe they're rhino sized. I don't know. I thought they were I thought rhinos were like massive. Maybe my
They're thick boys, but I don't think they're as long as you think they are.
adjusting the camera a little
Recall
bit.
Ace Ventura, he was barely able to fit inside an animatronic rhino, so that gives you a rough estimate of size.
So
Understood.
they're like 4 to 10 feet in height.
Regardless.
Yep. We don't need to get off track here. Sorry.
Oh, oops. Forgot to fix that camera
8 to
for you.
13 feet long. Okay.
That's big. It's a big old spider.
So, we're going to go ahead and jump in here, rolling initiative. Everybody can go ahead and do that. I see Rev has already rolled his initiative. Everybody else can do so. And as we do so, I'll get our sounds going, and then we'll go ahead and we will arrange our starting positions.
I'm sorry, guys. Dice are hard.
Ooh, bro.
Wow.
Nice.
You always want the bard to go first.
That's true.
Alrighty.
Oh,
And with that, we see that the spiders have gotten a 10 on initiative, so everybody will get to go except for the wizard. Kai next will be going last.
Yep.
Alrighty, so real quick, let's go ahead and get our starting positions arranged. We'll just do it in initiative order. Ro, where are you planning to start? And as I had said, kind of anywhere in this middle section here.
I want to be just to the right of Kai.
Of where Kai currently is, right there.
Yes.
Alrighty. And Agent Knox?
I would be sort of at the back of the pack, so while we were walking along, I would be behind everybody. So yeah,
Trailing behind about 15 feet or so.
yeah. So,
And then we have, for whatever reason, his picture still hasn't updated. That's okay. Dr. Sanguine is next on the initiative tracker here. The man with no
How much
face.
falling damage did I just take? No face.
No, you're
It's just a joke. We'll. So, where do you want to be positioned here to start?
I would probably be a little bit ahead of Kai because I'm trying to protect him, and I still have a hang on
All right. Well, Kai hasn't technically positioned himself yet, so this is
That
what we
is
have
true.
so far for positioning.
I'm fine with being right there, and you can use me as the.
I
relative
still would have been a little bit
Yeah,
ahead.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
but also this is as far as this was like he was at the front of the bounding box for where you're starting.
If you want
was.
to push me back a row just to
Yeah.
make it fit in,
Yeah,
I'm
so
fine with
yeah,
that.
yeah. For context, this was essentially going to be the front
okay,
row.
sorry.
That was front row. Yeah, I gave you guys this area here
Got
to
it.
play with.
Sorry.
Basically, these 4 rows.
So So push Row and I back 1 row just to make it fit into the
Sure.
bounding box that
You
you
guys
want.
okay with that? You could be behind it a little bit if you wanted to go farther back. So if we wanted to kind of adjust it to be about there,
Yeah.
Works for me.
that works so far. All right. Rev,
Kind of where I was behind.
I don't remember where that is.
Like more off to the left. Kind of in
Two
front of-
columns left of me, 1 row back. Yep.
Okay, so the first position I had it in. All right. And then Kai, you just gonna stay where you're at?
Yep.
All right, so that's formation. Everybody cool?
Yup.
Bro, I know we kind of adjusted things a little bit around you. Is that still good, or did you want to be slightly
I think-
different relative to everybody now that you see?
Can I actually be just behind Kai?
Sure. Like what? Like here or directly behind?
Behind directly, yeah.
Yep. All right. So we're kind of marching mostly in a single file with a little bit of spacing, with Rev on the flank. Fantastic. Alrighty. And at this point, we are going to jump in with Ro at the top of the initiative.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So she is going to see these 2 spiders come out and kind of out of character, she's gonna kind of jump into action. And can I hit the spider to my left with a 30-foot, or do I need to?
The spider to your left.
Yeah.
1, 2, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He is just out of range. He has 35 feet. So they're counting as large creatures. They're going to each occupy 4 squares.
Okay, so I am going to then, I'll move,
I'll move him slightly back there, make it a little bit more clear.
then I will move 5, I'll just move, actually I'll move right behind Rev,
Yep.
and I
As-
am going to cast, so the spell is Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh boy.
But it's actually called Illusory Tickles. That's what Ro calls it. And it's going to be flavored that these like little mage hands come out, and they're the color of, yes, exactly. They're the color of, the same color, the color of Ro's eyes, and they just tickle the creature. Yeah, Illusory Tickles.
That's wonderful.
That is awesome. And so it has to make, what was the saving throw?
Wisdom 13, I believe.
It did get a 15 as it manages to shrug off, sadly, your first use of this spell, unless somebody has some sort of
Sure, I'll go for it. I'll cast Silvery Barbs. Make him re-roll it.
and this time it gets a 2.
There it is.
As suddenly as it manages to succeed on the save, but then Kainai X quickly does a and rewinds time just a little bit, selecting a slightly different outcome. Like rewinding a tape and then expecting it to be different this time around. And it actually works because magic.
Do we have any idea that this happens when it happens, or do I just think that I succeeded the first time?
I'd like to think that we see it happen.
Okay.
Ever,
like
but
that
like
too.
100%. Like we see the monster like shake it off and then it tries again. Yeah, like everybody perceives it. I did not.
Sorry, I didn't
So
expect
I have
that.
to choose another creature to give
You want
advantage
Spy
to. So
Kids as a
I will
didn't
give
you?
advantage to. Let's give it to. Let's see who's going to make a good attack. I think it's going to be. I'll give it to Dr. Sanguine. You'll have advantage on your first attack.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and
So-
then I am also going to use my beguiling magic. Immediately after casting an enchantment or illusion spell using a spell slot, you can cause a creature you can see within 60 feet to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target has the charmed or frightened condition for a minute, and it repeats the save at the end of each turn.
Charmed and what was the second
Or
condition?
frightened.
Charmed or
frightened.
frightened.
All right, what are you choosing?
I think I'm gonna go with frightened.
Frightened?
Frighten the
As-
other spider.
Do you pick the target or is it her?
I can pick the target, but it has to be within 60 feet. So, unless I can move and then do this,
Don't think.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
are
I can.
far. Well, actually, hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20.
It looks like it's within 60 to me, based off of my rough count.
Yeah.
They're 65 to each other. Or is it 60 feet from the
within 60 feet, yeah.
Within 60 feet of you, or does it just say within 60 feet?
It says you can cause a creature you can see within 60 feet. Oh yeah, of you. Yeah.
to be
So-
and that's to
so
be
then you're-
frightened of? But does it say what the thing is frightened from?
It says it gains the frightened condition for 1 minute.
Okay, so it's just
Right.
it gains the frightened condition. It does, so it'll be frightened from you. Will be the source of the fear. Got it. I just wanted to confirm that you are the
Scary.
source of the fear, and it's not like it's afraid of its teammate or something. Because when a creature is frightened, it's not allowed to move towards the thing it's frightened of. And
Okay.
like that's as long as it can see it, it has disadvantage on attacks. So like you're gonna continually scare the thing, so it cannot approach you. And this was the one on the left, right? The close one.
No.
Yeah,
She's targeting she targeted the one on the left with the tickles, and the one on the right with the fear. Right?
I would
Like-
like to, but I don't think I'm close enough.
You're within 60 feet of both of them.
Oh, okay. Then I'll do
Yeah, 'cause
I'll do the one on the left has the is prone and whatever, and then the one on the right will be frightened.
Gotcha. So I need to roll a second saving throw then for
If
the
it
second
doesn't
one.
pass its save, yeah. That's another 13 wisdom.
And that one fails by 1 point.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, so the one on the top right is frightened, and the one on the left is charmed.
And prone.
And prone.
no,
right.
prone and prone and
Incapacitated.
incapacitated.
Okay, prone and incapacitated. So charmed. I don't know why I heard charmed.
The effect that she used could do charm or fear. She chose the fear effect.
So wait, how does that work? If you attack something and incapacitated, it doesn't wake up or tear it?
No, it gets another save every time it takes damage.
Oh.
That doesn't mean you shouldn't damage it. It's just
okay,
that
I'll
it takes
Damage
a,
it. Just
I'll damage
yeah.
it. All right.
Has the chance to stay. Yeah.
Hulk smash?
the hard part for you is that the prone is going to mean
monster.
prone is going to be in disadvantage on attacks from range though.
Oh, hell yeah.
Disadvantage on attacks from range.
Yeah.
So you got to get up close to stabby stab.
Gotcha. All right. Illusory tickles on the left. And what was the speller effect you did on the one on the right?
It's the beguiling magic that I have.
Guile.
as a-
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Is that another new feature for you at level 3
Yes,
now,
it
or
is.
okay? I was like, I don't remember that one. Very fun, very fun. Another creature head. Neat. Jeez, so you're just like, okay, it's a 2-monster fight. Piece them both the fuck out of here before I get to do anything. Awesome.
Yep.
Ro has just won this fight. Cool. All right, Agent Knox, how are we going to take advantage of the significant tactical advantage that your bard has provided you?
I would like to run over to these spiders that are thrown on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start hitting it with the praying strikes. I'm going to, as I'm running, I'm going to take my necklace off my neck and wrap it around my wrist. And as I run up, I'm just going to bury my fist into the face of the spider. Well, I guess underside, so it's maw.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Shelob's gonna be pissed.
Did you roll with advantage? Did you give yourself advantage? Because all attacks, all melee attacks against prone target should have advantage.
Yep.
Cool. 22.
Oh,
And as you run over and just immediately clock it, a 22 obviously hits.
And then bonus action, flurry of blows. So another.
5 damage on the first hit. And, yeah, 16 will hit for sure. Oh, I see.
We gotta roll twice for each one, right? Because it's advantage.
Yeah. You should be able to right click and have it roll advantage. Maybe, depending on how you're doing it.
I don't see how to do that, but I will do it.
Don't worry, just keep doing it the way you're doing it, yeah. I'm not seeing all of the rolls, though. So yeah, we had a 10 and a 22. Actually, technically, we take to 6 damage. We don't, because we don't redo the reroll. We keep the damage from the first roll, so it's actually 6.
Okay, Nox, can you give us the outcome here? Because we can't see all the dice that got rolled, and there's a lot of rolls there.
Yeah, okay. So for the last strike, the 21.
21 absolutely hits for 8 damage.
The other one was a 19 for 5 damage, and then 2 my other ones didn't load. Yeah.
All right, so we had 3 hits total.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So as you come in with your 2 normal attacks, and then your bonus action attack, between all 3 landing for 6, then 8, or 6 and 9 and 8. Is that what you said, or 6 and 8 and
6 and 5 and 8.
6 and 5 and 8?
Yeah, 6, 5, 8.
Okay, cool. So for a total of 19 damage there, with 3 hits, as you run right up to this incapacitated spider and just immediately begin demolishing it. It is rolling on its back, twitching with uncontrollable laughter, as it feels like it's being tickled immensely, and it's just like twitching, and then suddenly it's just like
Yeah, so I imagine like I hit it the first time, and then I really start hearing the laughter, and then the other 2 hits, I'm like, this is my nightmare.
Now the question is, how
gonna-
lucky are we? He's got 3 saves.
technically it does have to make the save after the first hit. I did forget.
Oh, okay.
Because with each hit, let's see, it fails.
Well, it wouldn't be not prone, so it
For
doesn't
the
matter.
disadvantage,
it doesn't
yeah.
change any of the hits.
It
Stop
failed
laughing.
all 3 rolls.
yeah.
How long we can keep this up?
It keeps laughing.
That is
as
what I
I'm
wanted to
beating the crap
hear.
out of it, and that's horrifying. I've never heard of a
Yes.
laughing spider before, but Agent Knox has a new fear.
Rose just laughing in the background, just like having so much fun with these illusory tickles.
Just maniacal laughter with also a spider maniacally laughing. Like,
Yeah, I'm like
Love
trying to match it.
Oh, I didn't picture it being maniacal. I got kind of a cute laugh out of it. Yeah.
That didn't. I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah,
Please
it's
stop me.
alright.
Never let me do that ever again.
I wasn't gonna say it. It's just, I feel like I just was walking through a closet and stepped on a Tickle Me Elmo.
That's what I was going for. So
Oh boy. Okay, so it is your turn at that point there, Dr. Hermes Sanguine.
I know this is gonna probably sound kind of crazy. I'm gonna shoot it.
The one that we've already been attacking.
Yes. Oh,
Wait. Okay, you don't get advantage. You only get to
Yep,
shoot with
so it'll be a regular shot.
well, you
Regular
gave me
attack roll.
advantage though. Didn't you?
I know, but you have
Because it's
disadvantage
prone.
from the fact that it's prone, and you're shooting it with a ranged weapon, and so the disadvantage cancels the advantage.
Oh, I thought that one wasn't the one that's prone.
The one on the left is prone. The one on the right in the tree is frightened, but is not prone.
Oh, I forgot we changed that. Whatever. Well, I already did it.
So either way, it'll still just be a normal attack. I mean, you weren't going to hit with the advantage roll anyways. Neither an 11 does not hit. So
It was rough. I guess I'll do a.
as you fire off the shot,
I'm
and it just
gonna-
goes wide or right over top of the thing.
I'm gonna action surge.
Almost hitting Nox in the process, but managing to avoid hitting Agent Nox yet again.
I'm gonna action surge and try once more.
Yep. And now this one
Dear Lord.
is also just a normal attack, but yet again, as you fire off a pair of shots rapidly, the sounds of the bullets echo throughout, or the sounds of the gunshots echo throughout the forest here, but bullets whiz harmlessly off into the trees.
Good Lord, have mercy. All right. Well, I wasted that. Sorry about that.
Whoops. Are you moving or staying where you're at?
Oh, I'm staying where I am.
All right,
I wanna
Rev.
make sure I can tank damage.
I am going to run up next to Nox. And just unleash hellfire on this nightmaric abomination.
You want to go to the south of Nox? There is a tree directly to the north of him.
It won't matter.
It won't matter.
No, I'm casting Burning Hands.
Oh, okay. It's a range, so you don't have to actually get all the way up.
Well, it's a cone. It's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
And everything that is not worn, that is flammable, catches on fire.
All right. So we're running you up to there, actually hidden basically almost exactly behind the tree. Maybe I made it a little bit more visible.
Maybe like a step back out of the woods. Like a step back out. It's 15 feet. I don't want to get that close to it.
There we go. So as you step up, unleashing a massive cone of burning hands, it has to automatically fail a saving throw because it's incapacitated.
I don't know if it does. It's a dexterity 13. And
So yes, incapacitated does mean it fails that.
Well.
Actually, it doesn't say that for
yeah,
incapacitated.
I don't think it does.
Inactive.
That is
Yeah,
great damage though.
So it gets an 18 on its dex saving throw.
That's alright. I'll take the half damage, and I'm just gonna set everything on fire, so...
Could you read the text specifically to me, just to be certain?
Sure. It says, a thin sheet of flame shoot forth from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cone makes a dexterity saving throw, taking 3d6 fire damage. I upcast it though, so it's 46.
Yep.
On a failed save, half as much damage. On a successful one, flammable objects in the cone that aren't being worn or carried start burning.
Flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. Okay. Yeah. You absolutely, with that, start to ignite a whole bunch of the small underbrush and foliage that has grown up around the side of here.
I don't know if that matters.
A little salt bay.
Or if that will do any ongoing damage, but...
Can't see what you're doing.
He's putting a bunch of flame tokens down on the board here.
There's fire.
He was gonna sprinkle them on Salt Bay style.
I did some.
C'est magnifique.
Burn. That's how my burning hands look.
You're just lighting your elbows on fire and bouncing off. Like,
Yeah. Some jalapeno seasoned salt. Some ghost
oh
peppers.
god. Ooh.
Here we go. We got some fire.
Uh-oh.
And as you see the fire starting to spread,
I'm gonna
it
take
is
a
now the
I'm gonna
phase
take a
spiders.
step
You just
back if I can.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of movement left still. Take a step back.
Out of the potential fire.
Sorry, Nox.
I didn't hit him, so it shouldn't
Right.
happen that way.
Yeah, it'll spread. It will certainly spread, that's for sure. But okay, so the spider that is currently having a tickle fit is going to it misses its turn and then rolls its saving throw at the end of its turn, right? Oh, actually, it rolls an incapacitated for that fire damage. That's right. Just to be sure.
Yes, it does.
It failed for the fire damage, and then it misses its turn and rolls at the end of turn.
At the end of each of its turns,
Yep.
yes. And each time it takes damage, it makes another d6.
Right. So it did succeed at the end of its turn. So finally, at the end of its turn, the thing manages to. You feel the connection from your magical tickle feathers suddenly break as the thing seems to regain control of itself. Still, prone, but.
Yeah.
And the other one that is frightened of you, it's just frightened, correct? That's the only condition it has applied to it?
That is it, yes.
Alright, so frightened means as long as it can see the source of fear, being you, it'll have disadvantage on any attacks and ability checks it makes, and it cannot move closer to you. Neat. Well... what is gonna you see what did had happened was suddenly that spider is just not there, and it just almost like it dissolves out of existence.
It's too quick.
Guys, where did the spider go?
That thing just turned into the predator for a second. It just disappeared. What's going on?
Is that teleportation thing that Kai was talking about?
Yep, these are phase spiders.
Okay, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about like when you just can't see them anymore. But that,
Yeah, you
that
just can't see it
literally
anymore.
Disappeared.
Wait, so did it teleport or can we just not see it?
that's a good question, and I don't really think that there's an exact answer for it. Maybe we can capture one of the spiders and determine that.
The
And
difference
with
doesn't
that,
matter
it
right
is
now.
Kainine's turn. Or Kainine
Oh.
X's turn.
Okay, there's only one spider targetable at the moment, though the other one is probably around somewhere. Doesn't make a difference to my actions. I'm gonna just cast Mind Sliver at the one that is still prone.
Still prone, so it makes an intelligence saving throw.
Yeah, Intelligence 13.
Yeah, spiders are so smart.
That was my thought.
Yeah, it got a 9. So it is absolutely going to immediately fail that as some sort of mental crazy spike hits it, right?
Yep.
For a total of
It is a total of 6. I rolled max damage.
a whopping 6 damage as there's just a mental break and you just see several of its eyes suddenly go all loopy and crisscrossed.
So, the plus side there, guys, is it gives him disadvantage. Disadvantage on his next save. So no, minus 1d4 on his next saving throw. So, until the end of my next turn, anyway. So, helpful for setting up something like a.
Was that
Another
effective saving
debilitating
throw he
spell.
makes for taking damage now?
Well, I mean, he's no longer going to make those saving throws because he's awake, like he's out of it. But if we cast another spell at him or what have you, he'll get a minus d4 on his saving throws.
Not sleep though.
Why? Because you are going to burn him.
Well, he's being burned, so he'll just wake up.
That's true.
Almost like he's in a fire. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So, that being said, that's all for your turn, right?
No, I'll cast. You know what? I'll do the smart thing here. I will move over to the right side of the road and cast Minor Illusion to turn myself into a bush.
Turning.
Trying to get that winner chicken dinner.
And now,
You're gonna get an achievement by the end of this campaign.
yeah, for most bush kills. I will. So turn myself into a bush, and I'll even add the sound effect of wind rustling through the bush itself. Yep. I get to do both, so why not do both?
Occasionally, it doesn't time up with the actual wind rustling.
I'm looking to see if I have a wind sound effect on.
All the other trees ripple. Like 2 seconds later, it's like,
No, it can't
Nope,
move.
that's not
It
wind.
doesn't. It doesn't actually. That's even better.
the next time I have a joke that doesn't land, if you do that, I'm devastated.
Oh, if you have a joke that doesn't land, I can always.
I do that in real life, though. You've heard me.
I know you do.
Oh.
I know you do. Okay.
Okay.
So we are gonna go, back to the top with Ro.
So if I go right up to the spider, how close can I get before I get burned?
You could hit the square just to the south of Nox, which would get you in melee range. But any farther and trying to approach it from the north would hit the fire.
Okay.
So like the
I'll
fire's
go
coming
just
like down this way.
south of Nox then.
Yeah. I'll pull some of those little loose fires out of there. There we go. As you rush in towards the spider, dodging little bits of flame here and there that are starting to creep up over the foliage around you.
And then I'm just gonna try to stab it twice.
All right, running up, pulling your earrings off. Ready for the dual stab.
Yeah. Does this get advantage?
Yeah, both of your attacks will get advantage because it's still prone.
Yep. Yeah.
So
And
you
its
can
attacks-
attack with melee fire, right?
Oh, my bad.
What was that?
She's in like her and Nox are in the only spots that are close
Oh.
enough without catching fire.
Okay.
And that will only be the case for this turn.
Yeah.
But also, it's reasonable to assume that it's not going to stay in the fire
Yeah.
if it's capable of moving.
Yeah.
It's almost also been bloodied for a while, so we'll see what happens with Rose stabs.
I got a 10 and a 12.
Oh, I just didn't scroll down. Whoops.
As you run up to like.
Yeah,
stab
neither
this
of
thing,
those are going to hit.
12. Okay.
In the most like terrified, squeaky voice, Rev's just gonna be like, "Kill it, kill it, kill it!" And it's just like freaking out.
Because Rev's actually scared of spiders.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll my second. So. Sorry, my kids are.
Yeah, D&D Beyond's character
so
sheet seems to be a little...
17.
There's a lag, yeah.
17.
17? That'll hit for sure. I think just rolling the dice either manually or doing the attacks and stuff individually rather than clicking on the like full combo might be less laggy. Just
Yeah,
guessing.
it didn't give- Okay, yeah, because it didn't roll the damage for that. That's weird. 1 second.
Oh, it rolled it. No, so you got a 16 on the d20 and then a 1 on the damage. It's not a 16 plus 1 for the attack. It's a 16 on the d20 and a 1 on the d4.
Right.
So you got like actually like probably like a 20 to hit or something like that. I'd imagine you have a plus 4
19
or
probably.
something like that. So
Is your-
That should be plus 2 though, so it should be 3.
Okay.
oh, for the damage, yeah, plus 2
Yeah, I
for
have
the
a,
dex.
it's 1
Yeah.
plus 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, so it'll do 3 damage on that stab, that second one. So you run up with your 2 daggers, quickly pull your earrings out with 2 quick strikes. The spider, despite being on its back and like flopping around, manages to just use one of its legs to just grab hold of the tree nearby and just pull itself just slightly out of the way as it dodges the first attack. But you're able to come right down with the second stab, gouging it right into one of its eyeballs as it writhes in pain, taking 3 piercing damage. This thing is very nearly dead.
Yeah, it is. I am gonna move back because I've got 10 feet of movement left, so I'm just gonna move backward.
It will have opportunity attack at disadvantage from being prone, but it will have an opportunity attack as you leave melee range.
I'll take it. Let's
You'll
do it.
take it. All right. I get to actually attack with my monster.
Does it already have disadvantage?
Because it's prone, it'll have disadvantage on the melee attack. Yeah.
There's no such thing as double disadvantage, right?
Correct.
No.
There was one feature that gave you like triple advantage, but I don't know if that's still a thing, the elvish accuracy. But at disadvantage, Ro, your AC is 14, right? So yeah, the spider will miss as its claw, like its big mandibles, lunge out towards you, and you just manage to pull your leg out just as it goes to clasp around your leg, and its teeth just go clasping on itself. And you make it back the 10 feet. And then Agent Knox, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Hit him with the praying strikes again after Ro like jumps in, does her stabs, and like jumps out.
Yep.
Like, all right, here we go, and just start pummeling it.
All right, so we got a 12 on the first one, which is gonna miss. And these are all with your fists, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just punching him.
Yeah.
And then bonus action, flurry of blows with 2 more strikes. The first one with another
A
17.
17 hits. Hell yeah. And again, yeah, It's being surprisingly agile for being on its back, utilizing all of its legs to help it maneuver and block. It manages to deflect your first blow, bringing one of its legs right across your arm just as you make the swing, but catch it off guard with the second hit, clocking it for 7 damage. You literally hit it right in between its two main mandibles as you feel a crunching of its exoskeleton and cartilage as its face starts to sink in. You feel it nearly dead as your hand almost punched the whole way through right into the core of its nervous system. And then with your last follow-up hit.
I'm gonna, so as I feel the structure of its face begin to break, I'm gonna pull my fist out, and with the momentum, I'm going to swing one of my feet back. An overarching circle and just bury my heel, like axe kick style, into the.
So as you pull back, you just keep spinning around, and your heel whirls around behind you and crunch right into the bottom of its face as it just absolutely caves in, and it is utterly destroyed.
It's gonna be the straight up Bruce Lee stomping the dude, and then quick heel grind into the ground, and then Nox is gonna stand up and straighten up his the suit.
Yeah. As you grind it into the ground, it hits your foot, slams it into the ground with such force that the immediate 2 feet around it, all of the fire just whoosh, immediately put out with an instantaneous woof of air, and then slowly starts to creep back in as you just grind your heel into the ground.
I'm gonna savor how badass that moment looks in my head. And then I'm going to run away from the fire.
And then I'm going to run away because fire hurts.
I'm going to I'm gonna turn around and look for Kai. And just not see him.
You'd have to make I think it's a perception check to see me. Let me see.
I'm not really trying to do all that. Since you're not immediately available, I'm just going to back out behind Rev and Ro, back into the middle of the street, and draw my gun and look for the other spider, because I have no idea what is happening yet. So, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Did you want to go farther towards the middle of the road there, or is that good?
One more space would be cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you charge back towards the middle of the road, looking here and there, trying to see where that other spider is. You know it was vaguely up there to the northeast somewhere, but the exact location, who knows? And then it is Dr. Sanguine's turn, as we see one spider has vanished and the other spider is now crunched.
I'm gonna look for Kai. No, I'm just kidding. I would like to, I guess, look for this creature. I need something to attack, so
Good luck.
what would I do? Perception roll or no?
You can't. No, you just can't see it. If you want to use your entire turn's action to try to search for it or try to look for it, but then you won't be able to attack.
Yeah, you'd have to take the investigation. The search action is what it's called.
Right.
Oh.
So there's a whole action for that if that's what you want to do.
But I won't be able to do anything otherwise.
Right. What you could do is ready an action. You could ready an attack for when it comes back into sight. So you could basically have your gun out ready, and the moment it appears again, you can fire that shot off the moment it shows.
Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, I would like to ready the action.
Ready an attack action.
I'd like to ready an attack action. Can I just say that in general, or do you need the actual one?
Technically, you specify what you want to do and what the trigger is going to be when you do a ready action. So you would, in this instance, you would say, the moment I see the spider again, I'm going to shoot it with whatever gun you're choosing to shoot.
Okay, and I would like to ready. I have a specific attack. If you'd like me to say it.
You just ready it.
I would like to ready the attack, also with the maneuver goading attack. For as soon as I see the
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to specify the modifiers to your attack, but you're readying an attack. When you make the attack, you can apply the goading thing or whatever. Double check that it doesn't specify taking the attack action, because you're not taking the attack action. Just double check the wording on that. Maybe between now and when it happens.
When you hit a creature. Okay, so
it's just
no, hitting a creature is what are we doing, but does it say hit a creature as part of the attack action? Does it say it like that?
If you hit a creature within attack roll.
Within attack roll, perfect.
Yep.
So it'll still work. Just some features only work when it's on your turn, not when it's not your turn.
I'd rather know that now. So.
Yep. All right. And as you pull your gun out, or I mean, you've already got it out, but as you take aim, panning back and forth across the woods, ready to fire the moment the monstrosity reappears. It is now Rev's turn. As the fire begins to spread.
Is this thing still frightened?
Technically, there's no way for you to know.
But there was no like for sure it ended, right?
It vanished.
I just don't know, right? I don't know if it is or it isn't.
Right, you're right. There in character. There is absolutely no way for your character to know that. None of your characters, because it disappeared before the end of its turn, which is when it would have hypothetically made its follow-up saving throw.
It was in the tree, right?
It was up in the trees up there, yeah, and then like top right northwest or northeast corner there.
I'm gonna use create bonfire directly under where it was. On the ground.
We're just gonna light this forest on fire.
That's what Kurt likes to do. Fortunately, it's a discrete section of forest that has a river on 3/4 of it, and then an army base along the other border that is going to be less flammable.
It does ignite flammable objects in its area. So.
I know how it works.
I just want to put it underneath where it was.
Directly underneath where it was? Sure.
Yeah, so if it shows back up. It's a dexterity save, so I know it might not be great, but...
Some things never change, man.
Some things never change.
Adding some more fire over here. And that's a 5-foot square?
Yep.
There we
it probably
go.
isn't going to do anything, but I don't want to use my reaction. So.
There you go. You got your fire over there. Happy?
Awesome. Perfect. I love it. That's exactly what I wanted. Burn it all to the ground.
Rev, we gotta talk about this pyro thing going on.
There's spiders. I'd burn my house down.
Spiders are burning the house down.
Only you can prevent forest fires. Or cause them.
Don't cause them. That's it, though. That's all I'm gonna do for now.
I'm gonna say that's a growing interest in fire.
I already have inspiration, thanks. Though.
Never mind.
I don't think anybody's used it at all.
No,
Yeah.
but I couldn't remember.
Everybody's been doing mostly decent on our rolls, so there hasn't been too much.
I need to save them for our footsie fights.
Footsie fights so that you can...
It's coming. It's coming. Don't you worry.
I refuse to lose.
I'm the champ.
Okay.
Maybe lighting fires, but you can't smell what the rockets do.
Yeah, so the spider makes no show on its turn.
Okay.
Almost like it's still hiding because it's still afraid of Ro.
Right.
The spider is still scared of you, so it's not showing back up. It's like, nope. I don't know what that purple-eyed crazy person is, but I'm not getting anywhere near it. Nope.
Okay. I don't have any good answers here, so I'll just ready a mind sliver for if I see it pop up, and then pass turn.
All right, readying mind slivers. So we got a bullet shot and a mind sliver readied.
Well, the bullet shot's not going to go off.
Right, because it already took its turn.
Yeah.
But he could ready the action again. So, Ro, what are you doing? Are we
Oh,
basically all readying actions for when the phase spider shows back up?
Probably. I'm not leaving cover,
guess
that's
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
This is that song that reminds me of Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts.
I'm gonna ready a Violet Eyes.
Ready the violet?
Before you ready a spell that costs a spell slot, you should know that just readying it costs you the spell slot. You have to
Even if
you have to fully cast the spell and then hold concentration on it while you wait to see if the trigger happens.
Yeah, if you're unsure, it might be best to go like cantrip.
even
Yeah,
if
I'll
the
go
cantrip
vicious.
is
I'll ready Vicious Mockery then.
just to be safe and not potentially, yeah. This is our first encounter for this adventuring day.
Yeah.
All right, so readying a vicious mockery. Agent Knox, what are we doing?
Seeing everyone sort of posturing and like looking around, not knowing where this thing is. He is going to run forward between Dr. Sanguine and Rev, and he's gonna slap Dr. Sanguine on the shoulder as he passes, and he's just gonna be like, "Eyes on me," and he's going to take off into the middle of the street.
Just right down the yellow line?
Yep, yeah, and just start shouting.
Oh, the
Okay.
full decoy choice.
What's
Yeah.
your movement speed?
40.
40?
Yeah.
Using the entirety of your movement here?
No, I want to be within range of everybody.
Thank
So
you.
it's about there?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
a little farther back? You tell me.
5, 10, 15, 20. That's good right there. That's 20 feet away from Dr. Sanguine, so...
25 technically, but
Oh, okay.
Good enough.
It still works.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll just dash up, or not dash, but he'll...
it's within the
He'll
30
run
feet
up.
that requires to get within healing range for a melee healing. Yeah. Alrighty. And readying an
Interest you
attack
in a
as well.
dodge action.
Oh, a dodge action?
Can I?
We don't-
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's, I was gonna ask, I can just take a dodge action, right? I don't need
Yep.
anything special for
Right,
that.
because you can do that as a bonus action. You can just take the dodge action, right?
He can do it as an action or a bonus action because monkenness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the monk lets you do it as a bonus action every turn instead of doing that extra bonus action attack. But you could also use your action. So you could do a ready action. So you could
Can I
pull out your
dodge with my
gun
bonus action?
and ready an attack with your action. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So I'll do that. I'll run out there, bonus action dodge.
Yeah. Poised, ready to do evasive maneuvers should you be attacked.
Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because that's what's a focus point for me to do that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say disengage
Yeah,
is a
I'm gonna-
bonus action.
Oh,
Dodge is a,
dodge
yeah.
is the key point. Okay.
So
Or
just
focus
cancel the
point.
dodge. I'm just going to hold my attack.
Gonna ready an attack. Gun or melee?
I'm gonna put my gun away, and
So
I'm going to, as I'm done shouting, I'm just gonna go full like Zen, and I'm gonna just close my eyes for a second, take a breath, and then just wait for the plan to unfold.
Yeah. Yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn waiting for the doors to open. Hopefully it doesn't end as poorly for you as it ended for him.
Bro! Oh, you did not have to hurt me.
And then it's Dr.
Before I
Sanguine's
go,
turn.
Like, before I go, I gotta relive this childhood trauma, dude. Like, I had that on VHS. Oh, all right.
And then it's your turn. Yeah.
Well, I'll
Ready the action again.
I'm gonna
Same
ready
thing.
the action
Still-
again, and I'm
still
gonna
waiting.
keep my eyes on Agent Knox because he gave me the heads
He
up.
said.
Yeah, I know what he's doing, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't let this go the wrong way. I'm gonna make sure we're all staying safe. But I'm panning, you know what I mean? I'm making sure. But I'll ready that.
All right, Rev.
I am going to kind of like directly in front of Dr. Sanguine. I just want to make sure that I'm equidistant from everybody. And then I'm going to recast Create Bonfire somewhere off in the woods.
All right, off to the east there, into the woods.
Yes, back to where I was, back like toward the other one that I just did.
Okay, you're just trying to spread more fire just in case it shows up somewhere else.
Yeah, if it pops up in the woods, I want it to like absolutely get burned.
You want it to
So I'm
regret
just gonna
that
like,
decision.
yeah, every turn until
Alright.
it shows up, I'm just gonna pick as kind of as far away as Kai 9 as possible, even though I don't know exactly where he is. Like in the direction of the spider. Just gonna like, like we're playing Battleship. You know, I'm just gonna
Sure.
like, pick some kind of spots.
Yeah. So are we just for quick simplicity's sake of not having to play this out instant by instant? Are you guys basically doing the same actions here until you see it, regardless of how many turns it takes?
Not that regardless of how many turns it takes. I would say that
How long
Kai
would you do this?
Kai would wait like 15 seconds, so call it 3 rounds,
Three rounds, okay.
and then probably call it like, oh, the spider ran away, and kind of
Sure.
come out of.
Sure. Is that safe for everybody else? 3 rounds?
Yeah.
3 rounds of
call it.
continuing the same action without having to go down the line checking. Give it about we'll give it 18 seconds in character to see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you all poise, holding steady and still, waiting to see what happens, with no evidence or signs of this thing for several rounds. I did just pre-roll all the wisdom saving throws to see how long until it was no longer frightened. That's why we're doing this, because
Love it.
yeah, I'm not playing out 3 turns worth of. Do you hold your action to do the same thing? Yeah, we know Kurt has moved his bonfire around 3 times. There's lots of little bonfires starting all over the place in the woods. And then, finally, the spider rematerializes. This time, it is going to show up. Yeah. Absolutely right as expected.
Okay, so what order do you want us to all pop off?
Technically, it would be the order that you would have done them. So it would start with Kai 9X would go first, because
Okay.
you would be you would have been
Okay,
in the
well,
based
then,
on the turn order, and then it'll just go turn order from there on your reactions all going.
no problem. Then we need it needs an int 13 saving throw.
All right, an intelligence saving throw. It gets a 9.
Okay, then in that case, it takes 1 damage, but it gets that minus 1d4 on its saving throws.
1 damage. And that's the first damage this one has taken, because it has been not present for the most part. Okay, Ro, you were readying your Vicious Mockery.
Yes.
So it does a Charisma saving throw or Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Man,
Got
if
a
it was
19.
charisma, it would be even better.
19.
Nox, you were readying a melee attack, and it showed up in melee range as you were being the obnoxious distraction.
15.
A 15 will absolutely hit it
Thank God for the minus 1d4.
for 7 damage. Right off the... Yeah, doing it this way seems to be working better for
Yeah.
not glitching
and
out.
doing the individual rolls and then rolling damage.
perfect.
If
Yep. And then, yeah, so that'll absolutely hit, but as a reaction, you only get 1 attack. Then Dr. Sanguine, you fire your shot off. And then, Red, you had been not readying actions. You've been moving your bonfire.
Yeah,
Did you? It got a 19. on-
Yo! I got a 27.
That's a crit.
That is a crit.
And it
So
looks
you've
like
got-
I did
12 plus 4. So 16 damage total. As you
Sick.
fire your shot off. Poof. hits right in the biggest eyeball that's right in front of, right next to Nox's face.
And then on top of that, I'm attacking the goading attack. So I'm rolling that, which this will add to the damage roll. So that would be a Wisdom DC of 13, and the damage is 8.
Nice. That's another.
So it'll
And
add
now
an additional
it
8
will
on
have-
top of that.
Yep. And now it will have if it doesn't
Wisdom
succeed on a DC Wisdom 13 saving throw, it'll have a disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than me until the end of my turn.
Of course. And it failed the saving throw, so it's going to have disadvantage on these attacks that it's about to make here against
I got you, bro.
Agent Nox. As you, so what exactly are you doing to goad it? Give me the flavor
Goading
of that.
attack?
Yeah, so you're doing a goading attack. So as you're shooting it, what are you like? What are you saying or doing?
I'm probably just gonna talk some shit. Be like, you're the biggest spider I've ever seen. You got all those legs and not one shoe. Get the hell out of here, Marion.
You got all those legs and not one shoe. Get the hell out of here. And by doing that, you do an extra 8 damage to it. And
I'm
it
so confused.
glares up at you,
What is it feeling?
hissing as you see its mandibles go. And then it
Nike
seems
was
to be so
closed.
distracted as it still makes its attack at disadvantage against Nox. Nox, your armor class is 15.
15.
It still hits, even at the disadvantage, unless somebody's trying to use a reaction. I don't hear a bush or bush chiming in.
Else. Nope.
So that is going to be 13 piercing damage plus 9 poison damage.
That's rough.
Do you have deflect strikes?
I don't know if they get that at level 3.
I can't remember if it's 3 or 4.
Is this bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing?
Use box.
There was
There's
13.
piercing as part of it.
Okay.
So yes, you're able to use that because there is piercing as part of the... Yeah, deflect attack is very good, and you can do it every turn as a reaction. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing that costs... Yeah, it's one it uses your reaction, right? So you don't
We
get
all- we
opportunity
all used
attacks
our
or other...
reaction.
Oh yeah, you have to use your reaction for your thing.
I ready to attack.
Yeah,
Yep,
for the ready action.
the ready action uses your reaction. You are absolutely correct.
Sorry.
Well,
So for future,
I know.
Darn you!
now that you
rules.
know, yeah. So basically, one attack every round. You can use your reaction to reduce that damage, and then if you reduce that damage to 0, you can spend the focus point to redirect it back at the attack. Like you could be
Well, I
like,
gotta
I'm
do
gonna
that.
catch that arrow and throw it back at you, or catch a bullet and throw it back at you. Like,
Well, this is not going to be one of those times.
did not work
No.
now because you were too busy making sure you got your one hit in already. Either way, so you're gonna take that 22 damage right to the face. Oh, that's like almost all of your hit points. Oops.
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah,
gonna
20
attack it. And then it's
22
gonna
would've been-
attack again.
I almost killed you.
Yeah, 22 would have been instantly out for me. Had been done. Down
And
and
then
out.
its second attack at disadvantage. If it was a normal attack, it would have had a 16. At disadvantage, it has a 15.
What's your
And
AC?
it still hits him at the AC of 15 exactly.
Damn.
This time for 12 piercing damage and 2 poison damage.
I'm down.
As the spider materializes and with 2 quick bites drops Agent Nox. Furthermore, since that bite reduced you to 0, you are not bleeding out and rolling death saving throws, as this is a spider's poison. You are actually stable and unconscious, but you have the poisoned condition for 1 hour and are also paralyzed. So yeah, so you can you go down to 0, but you're not rolling death saves. You are poisoned and paralyzed instead.
So even if I
Instead of
try to like
bleeding out.
revive him, he's...
You can heal him, and that will fix it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Will it fix the
Any healing?
paralyzed too?
It actually, well, no, it will not fix the paralyzed. You would have to undo the poison to undo the paralysis.
So you get incapacitated, speed 0.
Yep. So you have the poison. You have the poisoned condition, and while poisoned, you are also have the paralyzed condition. from
Yeah, that's
this
rough.
poison.
Paralyzed and unconscious, baby. Let's go. Not dying. Well, make it count, everybody.
Good.
Is that the end of the spider's turn?
Yeah, that's the end of the spider's turn right there.
As
Well,
this spider,
that's
as this
good.
spider just bodies knocks.
Oh, actually, technically, that's not the end of its turn. Sorry, I forgot.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's really
Oh,
what
are
I
you-
assumed would going to be the case. Honestly, I'm glad that Nox is still on the ground there. I was really afraid that the spider was going to start webbing him and just go eat its prey. So I'll take this as a win.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm gonna make sure you don't get taken in just a second.
Okay.
Come in and out and things.
So I don't have.
Oh, actually, sorry, you are right.
we have
It
any fairy
phased in.
fire?
You are right. Sorry, I apologize. It phased in. That was its bonus action. It cannot phase out in the same turn. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct.
Super.
Oh,
duper
sweet.
Arcane.
Oh, that- I was-
It's a
I wasn't saying that to like correct. I was just saying.
no,
this is
nope,
not-
no. You're
that's
absolutely
insane.
no. Good call. That was an oversight on my bad. It is the bonus action for it to do that. So it is
That was kind of the strategy of like. come in
still there.
here.
Him going out there and be like, hey, come get me.
So as this thing bodies knocks, Reva's just gonna be like, "I'm coming for you, buddy."
I'm gonna cast sleep. I think that's our best call here. I'm gonna cast sleep at the spider and see if we can get there. It's a DC 13 Wisdom save. Not that I need to tell you. I'm sure you're familiar with it by now.
It succeeded. Finally, finally, an enemy succeeded against
Oh.
sleep.
So the one leveled spell per turn rule means that I can't use silvery barbs on my own spell anymore, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Just like
that's
you
what I
also
thought.
can't counterspell the counterspell to force your fireball through.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Fine. Be that way. I will use my bonus action to cast Minor Illusion over Nox's body to make it look like the abdomen of a phase spider.
To make that look like the abdomen of a phase spider?
Yeah, so his body would be hidden inside of an illusion of an abdomen of a phase spider. So it looks like it's biting its own brother or something like that.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying here. I understand.
There's a small one. Shoot it.
Careful.
Oh my god.
Not turned into a spider.
What have I done? My boy. Look
This
what they
is your
did to my
nightmare.
boy.
And that means I'm no longer a bush also, BTW.
Win some, you lose some.
I prefer Kai without the bush. I don't know. It's just a personal
Nah,
preference.
all of a sudden you look very beautifully bulbous.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey, nice.
I see your hand still sticking out though.
Should be fixed. Oh, his hand.
I'm joking because
Damn, Nox, you got a 12 pack? Okay, I see you.
Looks like a hand.
All right. As suddenly that illusion shows up. Ro, what are we doing?
I'm gonna move forward, kind of right behind and to the left of Rev.
All right. Charging up just over, looking over Rev's shoulder.
And I'm gonna say it worked before, and I'm gonna cast my my illusory tickles again.
Yes.
Casting the illusory tickles again.
And that's a wisdom 13. Come on. I saw that face. I saw that face.
The laughing spider. He's flipping it
Come
over.
on.
I'm unconscious right now. I'm so glad I'm.
Got a nat 1.
Oh, amazing.
As the spider immediately just whoop, literally like hops in the air and flips onto its back as it's so immediately startled by this sudden sensation that it does not understand at all.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I would like to, I want to see if I can do this. So I now have Mantle of Inspiration, which gives temporary hit points. Would that work for getting, that doesn't work?
No, I said
I'm trying to
What
Oh,
are we
if I-
trying to do?
I'm trying to get, so basically it gives 2d6 temporary hit points to up to 3 creatures.
Okay.
If I expend one use of my Bardic Inspiration. I'm trying to see if temporary hit points work for no, it doesn't.
It doesn't
Getting
bring him back to
somebody
consciousness.
back up.
It doesn't bring back the consciousness. Yeah, it counts more like a
Okay.
shield than actual hit points. Also, he is poisoned.
Poisoned.
So the hit points don't matter. He's stable. He's not bleeding out.
Did
He's
you
in
figure
no
out if I
chance
can
of
fix that?
dying. That's
Am I able to fix that with a med kit? Did you figure that out?
it would say it in the item.
Well,
Take a look at,
Oh, okay.
just take a look at the healing kit, but I don't think it does.
Like if you click on it, it would tell you that.
I think that
um,
we don't need to go into it right this second because he's going to be there until the end of the fight. So,
Yep.
but I think our best chance would be Kurt and minor restoration. But that's probably,
Okay,
I
then,
doubt he has it prepared.
I still think I would probably not know that
that he's like poisoned and
he's
paralyzed.
poisoned,
Yeah,
so
you can
I
still
guess
heal
I'll-
him. It'll just
Yeah,
it
I'll-
just won't wake him up because he's poisoned.
Yeah, I still think because I don't want to use a spell slot, I'll still do Mantle of Inspiration.
Sure.
And I will target Nox, Rev, and Dr. Sanguine because they're closest to me.
Yeah.
And
Nox Rev and Dr. Sanguine.
that is 2d6. And in addition to the temporary hit points, you can also use your reaction to move up to your speed without provoking an opportunity attack. If you need to.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys.
have temporary hit points.
So on the to the right of your maximum hit points is a spot that
Oh.
says temp. You just click that and give yourself some number.
How many?
which is
Okay,
roll
sorry.
one.
And you said it was Nox, Revan, and Doctor?
Yes.
What was the number though? I missed it.
She's rolling it.
Oh, sorry.
7.
7. That's not bad. How
It's
long
funny,
does
I
that
had-
last for?
The rule for temporary hit points is that they last until your next long rest, or until they're spent,
Or get more from a different source. right?
unless the effect says otherwise. Some effects are like if at the end of the spell, if there are any temporary hit points left, they go away.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was asking. So are these ones long rest hit points?
Yeah, these are like normal hit points.
I end my turn.
Okay.
All right. Agent Knox. We have a bloodied, laughing, being tickled phase spider over top of your poisoned body. You are. If the damage. Okay, I guess you do get knocked unconscious, but if you get healed, you'll be conscious but still paralyzed.
First, I probably would have left him conscious just for the terror of it.
That is.
If that,
Yeah,
well,
I'm really thankful I am not seeing most of
you're
this
not
right now.
you're not feeling and witnessing all of
Yeah, I'm
this.
paralyzed, poisoned,
I think you
prone,
can still
and
make attacks
conscious.
paralyzed, though, right?
What?
You can still make attacks when you're paralyzed, though, right?
No. Paralyzed is you're incapacitated, your speed's 0, automatically fail strength and dex saving throws, attacks against you have advantage, and if they're within 5 feet of you, it's auto crits. Paralyzed
Yeah.
is what the whole person does.
Incapacitated is the part that says you don't get any actions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. So, either way, Agent Knox is down for the count at this point. Dr. Sanguine, what are you doing?
So I am going to make an attack, and if that hits, we're gonna see what can happen here. Okay, I got a 20. That hits, I'm assuming.
Actually, you're shooting at a prone target.
It's
We
prone
do-
again. God damn it!
It's
All right, if that's the
disadvantage.
case, I didn't realize it was prone.
Oh, you still hit though, because you
still-
rolled
Oh, I
a
did?
20 and a 23, so you got.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it's.
In that case, then I'm going to
Yep.
add on the pushing attack, which I'll roll that right now. So I'm adding 2 to that damage, and
Just
it's going to pass
2?
it's going to pass a DC 13 strength saving throw, or be pushed up to 15 feet directly away from me.
And while it's laughing, it's incapacitated, right? Is it? I don't think it's. It doesn't
It does
automatically
get a
fail.
chance. It does get a chance to save, I think, again.
Right, I
because
think it's
been
just-
hit.
Oh yes, it's hit.
And you're right. Incapacitated does not say that you automatically fails dex saves.
I mean, it got a 2 on its wisdom saving throw to try to break out, and it gets on the dex save a 6.
It was a DC 13 strength.
Oh,
it's
strength save.
Yes.
It's,
Yeah, either way.
yeah, it succeeds on the strength saving throw.
Ah,
But the thing is very nearly dead. As you fire off another shot, the bullet just goes right through the main hunk of the entire body, just ripping it apart. What is Rev doing?
Yeah, so I'm gonna expend one of my channel divinities to use Radiance of the Dawn, and any creature I choose within 30 feet has to make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw, or take 2d10 plus 3 damage. So, I'm just gonna like bow my head for a second, and just like say a quick prayer, and then there's just gonna be this burst of radiant energy that just illuminates this everything. The spider needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. It got a nat 1.
Cool.
As it is going to take some number of radiant damage.
Yep.
I mean, it's dead.
It does not give me a good way to roll this, so
It doesn't matter.
He clearly had like 1 hit point.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in single digits.
All right, it takes 10 radiant damage.
Yeah, as the thing just
as I
erupts
explode with radiant light.
with radiant light, as the thing just as the radiant light just washes over, you see its body just starting to disintegrate and erupt in flames.
Spider bits everywhere.
I really would have loved it if we could have killed it with less physical damage. I'd like to study the body, please.
Bro, we
There's
gotta
that
get
one.
Nox, all right?
There's that one over there.
The one literally on fire.
Well, I mean, a husk is better than nothing.
Wait, Rose never tried barbecue.
Oh, has anybody checked to make sure that Nox is alive?
I already said, yeah, we gotta check it out.
Yeah.
We should probably do that.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna heal
spend
him.
another channel divinity. I'm gonna spend another channel divinity to heal him.
So that'll removes a poison, right?
If we're out of combat. That I don't know that it does.
I think the only option for removing poison that any of us have access to would be minor.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take a long rest before I can do that.
But it's only gonna last an hour anyway, so he'll be fine.
I mean,
Fair
you
enough.
technically don't know that, but
No,
you could
you're
give me
right,
an
I don't.
Arcana. You could give me an Arcana check because you know what phase spiders are.
I have
Okay.
I have the poisoner's kit and I have proficiency with it. Can I do a check with that too?
Click on
I
it
got
and see what it says.
I got a
Poison.
17 on the Arcana
Click on the
check.
poisoner's kit. It'll tell you what it does when you click on it.
I got a 17 on the Arcana check.
Yeah, you're reasonably certain that spider's poison is only temporary.
Okay. I'll say as such and let everybody know that he should be fine in about an hour.
Okay.
So he's stable. He's just at 0 hit points.
Correct.
Yes, the phase spiders like to eat their victims alive. They start with the intestines and then eat them outward from there.
Ooh, like spaghetti.
So what do we do?
So what part-
He's
Probably
paralyzed,
just,
but
like,
we can still
sit
heal
here
him,
for an
right?
hour.
Do any of you want to carry him? Otherwise, we might want to just rest here for a moment.
I forgot to switch his body back. I assume he's no longer an illusion.
Yeah, I can drop the illusion now. It only lasts a minute anyway.
Yeah, I suppose we could take like a quick break. Short
We
rest.
do have multiple problems with resting here. One, there may be more spiders, and also, the whole place is on fire.
I was gonna say, if you
I'm
burn
gonna
down.
like point to that and be like, I don't think there's any spiders left.
That is a valid point.
There's just like walls of fire.
There we go.
Should we maybe try to find
I've
one
been
of the...
slowly having them move up the road as the fight was going.
Yes.
Rev, this is
like-
why we can't have nice things.
Like you can see all those fires on that. On the...
If traveling from here is a problem, I've got an answer. Like if we're
carry
worried
him.
about that.
I mean, I suppose we could try to carry him to some shelter while we try to
Yeah.
wait it out.
Yeah.
So
you
you're
capable of-
about a quarter of a mile to get the rest of the way through the woods. You've got a quarter mile to go.
Is that within Rev's capability to
Yeah,
carry
certainly.
Nox a quarter of a mile?
Yeah, he's a
He's probably better
Goliath.
strength than me, so yeah.
Just making sure.
Yep, Goliath
I count
automatically
as-
has
I
that
count
double
as
carrying
a
capacity.
large-sized creature for carrying. So
Before we go, are there any parts of these spiders that you need, Kai?
I don't believe I could use any of the spiders. I suppose I should at least take a quick look at this one, and I'll get up close to the one that was on the street and try to just get a good, basically memorize what the spider looked like, what its dimensions were, the coloration, etc.
Yeah, you got like a little the Terminator scanning all the parts thing going
Yeah,
on.
for the-
where it's
yeah,
like,
for the sake of- Exactly, for the sake of the arcane.
Yep.
Could I ask Kai to get a sample of the poison for me that possibly
You should
I could
do that.
use?
I am not
Or
going to be good
can
at
I
that,
do
but
that?
you
Would
have
I-
you
would
can
I be
use your
able to-
poisoner's kit to do that.
Yeah,
I
so
can detect poison to objects, so could I find the poison sac and get some?
The poisoner's kit says expressly in it that you can use it to collect collect things like poisons from things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, so if
absolutely
you-
gonna pray for his safety while he's extracting the venom.
Yeah, and give him a pat on the back or the butt or whatever to give him that guidance.
Get out.
I assume.
Okay, so
Yeah, so let me see. So if you Oh yeah, clicking on the poisoner's kit doesn't tell you explicitly what it does.
okay.
It's
I was wondering why I wasn't saying what I.
Gotcha.
It's
You have to
saying-
go
It's
into the
probably-
player's handbook to do it.
where it'll tell
Oh.
you that some of the things
So
yeah.
does the healer's kit heal poison or no?
So
No.
the herbalism kit allows you to craft antitoxins.
I saw that. Yeah.
That's something you can do with the herbalism's kit. You can craft poison, detect a poisoned object. Harvesting poisons, that might be in the DMG. For now, let's go ahead and you can roll a survival check
Okay.
while you do that.
Okay.
And yeah, you'll get the plus a D4 for the guidance.
Okay. So 19. If it's +4.
Yeah. So
Or
19,
plus a D4. What did you say?
it's a plus a D4. So you roll a D4.
Oh, okay. Then
Oh, here we go. Harvesting a poison. Character attempt to harvest poison. Creature dead or incapacitated. Takes 1 D6 minutes. Oh, it's a nature check.
oh, it's a nature check.
It's an intelligence nature check.
Oh,
Interesting.
So
I
you-
was gonna say I had a
Yeah.
like 15 or something, and
Because
I
intelligence
got
nature
one, but-
is book knowledge about where to find specific organs and things like that.
Yeah, an intelligence nature check using the poisoner's kit.
Right. So you have to have the kit in order to be allowed to do it at all.
So
So-
I do
but
have
it's-
it. So I'll do a nature check.
Can
So
can I
we-
offer
we
the
can-
help action here by pointing out the places where the the
Ooh.
venom sac might be and
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I was going to keep your roll from before if you're cool with that. What's your bonus on the nature checks?
+1. My survivor was +2.
Okay.
Wait.
So you would
yeah, okay.
So
Go ahead.
only have a 14 plus the 1 on the D4, but you get advantage, so you can roll that again with the help.
So roll the survival
So
or
just give
roll
me-
the
yeah.
nature.
Oh, one more nature. You want to try to get
It'll
a
be nature
19.
this time.
With advantage or no?
No, this was your advantage roll. Was your
Okay.
So sadly, you
in
got
that
that
case,
nat one.
I'll use. I want to use. Since we're resting anyways, I'm gonna use tactical mind.
What does
gonna
that
use
do?
So tactical mind, you can expend to use your second one to push yourself towards success when you fail an ability check. Rather than regaining hit points, you roll 1d10 and add the number rolled to the ability check, potentially turn it into a success. If the check
Okay.
still fails, this use of second wind is expelled. So I'm gonna.
So you have
Roll
the 15
1d10.
from before, so you just need to get a 5 or higher.
I got a
There
five.
you go.
Yeah.
And with that, with your with
Hold it in clutch.
additional aid from everybody, with your with the prayers from Rev, and with your tactical mind, you realize as you're going about the process, oh wait, this is actually just like extracting the poison from or similar to extracting the poison from scorpions that you'd extracted poison from in the deserts in some of your training. You get a sudden flashback to, wait a second, I remember doing this once, and suddenly you're able to get. It does take you a few minutes here. You can roll a d6 to see how long it takes.
Sure. And I
Just
just
in
want to say,
case it
while
matters.
I'm doing this, I'm going to be extrapolating and talking to Nox as if he's still, able to move. And I'll be like, "Yeah, check it out. So right over here, it looks like
Okay, so with this
it's a
taking 5
great
minutes,
audience."
are the fires a problem for us?
The fires are slowly spreading. They are pretty much staying along the woods. The road is 40 feet wide, all said and done, with minimal foliage coming into the road.
Okay.
But it is starting to spread. And I would not necessarily recommend staying super long.
It'll get a little warm kind of quick, but
Well, we could. So I can.
Poison and go.
As you're slowly extracting this, where everybody else is seeing the fires starting to get larger on each side and starting to work their way down the road towards your destination and working their way back the way you came.
I we probably should move. The longer we stay here, the lower our chances for surviving the fire become.
I'm gonna say that's a good call, but never tell me the odds. Well,
I didn't.
All right.
Let's
And
go.
after the 5 minutes, you all barely managed to drag Dr. Sanguine away from this corpse as he's proceeding to. He's overly enthusiastic about the anatomy of creatures, it seems. Pulling on his.
More just the capability of being able to poison something.
Uh-huh. And as you barely manage to move on, continuing to quickly work your way up. It's only a quarter mile. Takes you about 5 minutes to walk the rest of the way. You could do it in 3 minutes if you wanted to be in a forced march, or even less if you really want to run. You all tell me.
I'm down with running.
You guys doing a little bit of a jog? I mean, we know we're carrying Nox as we're jogging from the fire.
As fast as
I will fireman's carry.
You'll fireman's carry him? Up and over the shoulder, yeah. Everybody go ahead and give me a quick athletics check here as we all proceed to do the quarter-mile dash, which is actually considered one of the absolute hardest races in all of track and field.
I got a 22. Yes,
I don't dash.
got a net 20, baby.
I don't dash anywhere. I'm gonna take my time. Got all of a 6.
Yeah.
What'd you say was the hardest race?
The quarter mile or the 400 meter is considered one of the because it's it's like the longest proper like sprint. You know, once you get to half mile or a mile, you're not running all out for that whole mile. I mean, pros
The whole distance, yeah.
But you know, quarter mile, one lap around the track, you're expected to go all out the same way that people only doing 100 meters do. Anyway, back to the actual story and the action here. So, continuing to as the squad continues to thud down the road, running from this ever-growing fire, we barrel down towards barely making it out just as the fire starts to crawl up and around the edges of the town. I will cut back to the map wherever I have it once I can find wherever I hid the window with the map. There we go. We'll bring it back up as all of this forested area here is now engulfed in flame.
Burn, baby, burn.
We make it up essentially here to the main intersection of the town what's it called? Main post. I don't know why that name ran from me. And we begin to look around, deciding exactly which way to go from here. And we will be picking up here as we'll get our short rest in. Where exactly are we trying to take this short rest as we emerge from the flames? So this map here is you got the main road here, the Cavalry Museum over here, Patton Hall, and all of these buildings in this area is the kind of historical section where you'd likely find a number of older vehicles and stuff. So this is kind of where we were headed next. But you tell me whether there's somewhere that looks good to stop.
We don't need to worry about that. We'll just use my transspatial access node. At that point, as soon as we're outside of the forest there where we're away for the fire, Kai will look up, and suddenly above us will be the doors for a blue police box. The doors will then open, and we'll have access to a trans-dimensional space inside of it.
Nice.
Can you put Nox up in there? And I'll kind of pull myself up into the space.
Yeah,
Does a rope happen to fall out of the doorway?
Yes,
like
exactly
a rope
right.
ladder? Okay.
Yep. A rope ladder unrolls from the
right down in front of everybody.
I mean, I am a doctor.
and just for me the rope ladder has a little platform and
Yeah.
And I'll just head on up into my trans-dimensional access node.
Yeah,
Are we able to go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay, cool.
Come on up. There's plenty of space. It's much larger on the inside.
I love this guy. Yes, let's do it, guys.
I think I saw like a movie or a TV show about this.
That's where I got the inspiration.
Oh yeah, what was that called?
Yeah, I believe it's Professor. What's his name?
Yes.
Oh, it had to do that timey-wimey stuff, right?
Something like that.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm still fully not.
He's just paralyzed sitting there like, oh my god.
All right, so I assume you pull the rope up,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Pull the rope up
up into the door, close the doors, and
take our
it-
short rest.
does the doors disappear or do they stay visible? I forget.
No, they disappear.
They disappear as you close the door.
We can see out, nothing can see in.
The doors on the outside, the doors seem to dematerialize almost the same way that the spider did in front of your eyes.
What does it look like on the inside?
That's a great question. I haven't thought about
Yeah.
what the inside of my rope trick would
It
look like.
says it holds up to 8 medium or smaller creatures. So it's bigger on the inside, but not by much.
I mean,
If I
eight
it-
medium or smaller creatures. So
that
that's
doesn't
8
mean
5-foot squares, right?
That's not what that means. Absolutely not. That
Okay.
is how much space you take up in combat.
Sure.
Or how much space you occupy in combat. I would say it's probably giving you like a 15 square foot, like a small bedroom size.
Okay.
Which actually ends up being 9 squares, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
15 foot by 15 feet actually is 9 squares. Yeah. Okay. 9 5
And
by
I mean,
5 squares.
The whole point is to be able to take a short rest in it. I don't think they would pack us in like sardines.
Yeah, it's not like sardines, but it's not as big as it sounds when
Sure.
you turn it into a square.
Yep.
Yeah. If it was a circle on the inside, I would say you're probably getting about maybe 20 feet across.
Having no knowledge of spells or magic, I think it is a fabulous amount of space.
It's fabulous, yeah.
What it looks like. That's all.
Yeah, I'll have to
It's
come
I
up with
didn't
that.
need to know how
pretty
big it
real
is.
estate.
I was just trying to figure it out so that he knew how much space he had to play with for description. Like,
Sure.
you're not going to go to the next room where there's a swimming pool.
Yep.
Oh,
All right, so yeah.
Yeah, I let's see. What would it look like inside? Inside, it's gonna be. I mean, it's like a place out of Kai's imagination, which is to say, it's stolen from everything else, right? So it's gonna be. Ooh, I know exactly what it is. It's the inside of Bilbo's house from the Lord of the Rings.
Like the
Yes,
one main room.
Yes, the one main room with the rounded ceiling. It looks
fireplace
like
off to the
it looks
one
like a
side.
hobbit hole. Is what it looks
Yeah.
like inside. Yep.
And I'd like to imagine that there's just like some curtains or something hanging across the doorways that go to the
Mhm.
rooms that don't exist. Or even better, you've got a painting of the next room
Yes.
on the
yes.
wall.
I love that. So yes,
Like
it
an
looks like
old school Star Trek where there's just like a watercolor in the background along the wall.
that's what it is.
Yeah. Awesome. Huh.
So Nox is gonna wake up.
Yep, and that's where you're waking up.
You're gonna wake up in a hobbit hole
Is this
that is
heaven?
currently folded out of
Dead.
space and time in a.
Died.
shit, my heaven has all of you guys in it. We wait, were you awake the whole time? You were just still paralyzed
No,
because you're
No,
poisoned?
he said he's
stable.
unconscious.
We did heal you though, right? A little bit. So it's like
No, I have 10
I don't think
HP,
he's-
but
If you're stable, are you unconscious?
Yes.
I'm unconscious, prone, poisoned, and paralyzed.
Sorry, I had to take my headphones off for a hot second there.
It's okay. We spent
Good.
the whole time making fun of you.
I'm not at all surprised. Not at all surprised.
That's all right. We did it
So I
tastefully.
have no
though.
idea. Nox has no idea what's going on
No.
situationally. Like I am not aware that I've been moved. I just got bit by a spider, and I've just been drifting towards death, as far as I know.
Drifting towards death.
Drifting.
That was a
towards-
good plan, buddy. I told you I had your back. I tried. That was crazy though. Wait, are you still paralyzed?
He is all of the things.
I am
He is
all-
passed
yeah.
out. He is.
It'll
No, in
end-
character, I was going, oh wait, is he still
Oh.
paralyzed?
Oh.
Because I saw him like, wake up and look around, and I'm like, oh.
You'll see my like my cybernetics. Like there's a little sort of like soft red pulse that runs through. So like you can see that, and like I'm alive, but
Okay.
I'm unresponsive other than that.
Oh, Of course, you happen to have. I should have known. I should have known.
I showed it off last night. I
know, I
literally
didn't-
showed it off
I know,
last
but
night to you.
It's not like I'm thinking, what Legos does Bill have when I decide what my description is. It's just that just happened to be the case.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna get you guys a little.
Peak production.
So cute.
Bill, you get heroic inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not allowed
For
to
your
use it
budget
once.
of Legos.
So this rope trick thing lasts 1 hour.
It lasts an hour,
Okay, so I'm gonna wake up.
and it's
With
gonna be
a
time
few
for us to go.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
wake up with a
Yep.
few minutes left of this, and then it's gonna like.
It just disappears.
Well, then we're
falls
gonna
to the
exit.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's gonna get. So rope trick lasts for exactly 1 hour.
Yes.
So you're not gonna quite finish the short rest inside, or you could say you started your short rest a few minutes beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
No real matter. Mechanically, yeah. Either way. There we go.
Yeah, so I guess as the hour
Sorry, now I'm
comes
playing.
to, I'll wake. Nox wakes up and just like slow look around. You're like, this
Yeah.
is.
And it disappears.
Like a steaming cup of
As
tea.
he's saying that.
This is, and you look around and you just see Bilbo's house dematerialize around. Do you all fall out of the sky
No, we're gonna exit. We're gonna exit it actively. But
actively before it closes
Yes.
on you?
what does it say if you're in it when it?
I don't know.
Let's see.
We're gonna be fighting a whole lot more phase spiders.
We end up in like
Anything inside
Separate
the space
plane.
drops out when the spell ends.
It drops out. Yeah.
Did anybody remember to grab Nox?
Oh, there he is.
Anybody
Yeah, so
remember to
you're
grab
waiting.
Nox
Wait.
as you catch him? Like, Nox is like, wait. So Nox wakes up all by himself in Bilbo's house, looks around for a second,
Well,
and
no,
then
he-
suddenly falls out of the
drops out.
sky.
I think the timing is that he
Wait,
would have
where's
had
human
he would have had
Nox?
5 minutes of of being awake in there, right? Because the poison lasted an hour, but that
if
was
we're doing-
5
if we're
minutes
doing-
offset, right?
Oh,
from
well, yeah, because you guys sprinted. So
'cause we
yeah,
had to-
you
we had to
would
carry
wake
him.
up a few minutes
first we
early.
had to,
That's true.
first we got the poison out of the spider, which took 5 minutes.
How
Then
much
we had
room did I
to
get?
then we
Then
had to
you-
run 5 minutes, so he's got a 10-minute head start on the rope trick.
Yeah. So yeah, you wake up, and you're just in Bilbo's house by yourself. Did everybody else leave 10 minutes ahead of time?
No, I was
No,
kidding.
I would
This
imagine
is
everybody else is
terrible.
No,
still
I'd say
there.
we're still in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody's probably still in there with that timeline. Yeah, you wake up
He
with
made a
about 5
massive
minutes to spare.
sacrifice for us.
So you wake up in Bilbo's house with everybody around you.
Hey, Nox.
Welcome back.
I died. Right. This is a vision.
No,
Almost.
the spiders prefer to eat people alive. You were in no danger of dying.
I look down at like the two gaping
I
thing
wouldn't
holes in my
say
new
that.
shirt. Like,
So we did heal Nox during the short rest, right?
He gets a short rest the same as everybody else. Just he doesn't not get the short rest because he was poisoned.
Okay.
So everybody will get the short rest here for this hour. as you come to, and we all start climbing out of Bilbo's house.
Yep. I'm gonna at the end of the long rest, short rest, excuse me. I'll use Arcane Recovery to give myself back the level 2 spell slot that I just used on the space.
And as everybody get yourselves your short rests here, mechanically.
I'm going to spend most of my short rest asking people who cast magic how that worked for them. So I'll sit down with Ro and be like, I noticed when you cast your spell that it came out looking like tickling fingers. Was that intentional?
Well, I thought about tickling the spiders, and then it happened.
I see. And did you consciously choose the color purple for the tickling hands?
No, that just kind of happened.
I see. And how did it feel to cast the magic itself? Did you put the weave together in your mind? How did that feel for you?
I put my fingers in the air and I pretended like I was tickling.
I see. That's interesting. And Rev, I noticed when you burned down the forest, you did so using what seemed to be magic. Was that a conscious choice?
Yeah, well, kind of. Like, I don't know that it was actual magic, more than like divine assistance. You know what I mean?
That sounds like magic with extra steps.
Yeah, it probably is, but it's not like my magic.
Interesting. And so, did you yourself ask for fire, or was the fire outside of your control?
More like the first one.
I see. And I'll just keep grilling them like this, getting the details of their particular magics and how they are able to channel them. And
Yep. And then finally, Nox wakes up, and you have your internal alarm clock telling you that you've got approximately 5 minutes to leave your something dimensional space, as you put it.
yeah, a transdimensional access node.
There we go. Transdimensional access node. That's the one.
Yep.
And with 5 minutes left on the transdimensional access node, Nox is now awakened. And what are we doing? Everybody's climbing out, doing
Yeah. I'll go over and I'll tap on the spot on the floor that opens into the doors, and then climb down the rope. We need to leave before the transdimensional space closes.
What happens if we don't?
Oh, you'll fall. You'll plummet out of here and land on the ground.
Oh, well, is it a fun fall, or is it more like a traumatic event?
Is it like a slide?
My understanding is that fun is sort of a state of mind, so I think that's up to you.
Let's try it.
You're gonna stay there
How
and see what
high
happens
up
when you
are
fall.
we?
I
Listen,
love
this
that.
fall doesn't sound expensive. It sounds like a free fall. That's not what I want.
How high does that?
It doesn't specify.
Yeah, you're
that
like,
it's-
no, I'm leaving.
It doesn't specify how high it has to be. It just says that like you extend a length of
One
rope,
end of it
and it doesn't even
covers
tell you how
over.
long the length has to be. It just says a segment.
So it is whatever rope you have.
Right. So, but it's a segment. So like,
It doesn't have to be the whole height of it, right?
right.
One end of it hovers upward until the rope hangs perpendicular to the ground, or the rope reaches a ceiling at the rope's upper end.
But also, given that again, material components being what
Yep.
they are, like
Yep.
I'm not actually
Whatever.
using a rope. I'm just using my wand to.
Right.
Do it.
Right. Yep. Oh, true. Yeah, because you don't have the. Yeah.
It doesn't require a cost, so I don't have to have the actual rope.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, it just extends hypothetically up to 50 feet. That's the standard length for rope in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So
In this
how
case,
high was it?
In this case, I know that we were carrying Rev was carrying and trying to push, like trying to lift Nox up there. So I wouldn't say that it's more than the height of Rev off the ground.
So we're only like 10 feet off the ground, or
Yeah.
6 feet off the ground, we'll say.
Yeah, something like that.
So that he could have
Okay.
pushed Nox.
So it'll be a fun little plop.
Let's do it.
All right.
No.
Do I need to roll like an acrobatics to see if I fall?
I'll do that.
Absolutely. So
I'm
Alright.
gonna
so,
do it. I'm gonna do it too.
So who all is staying inside Bilbo's house until it disappears?
Sure, I love experiments.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I'll do it.
Nox
Yeah.
comes back inside.
Everybody's like, wait, nah, this sounds like fun. Let's see what happens. So everybody changes their mind about leaving Bilbo's house, realizes it's only maybe like a 6-foot drop, crawls right back inside, and stands around waiting for 5 minutes to see what happens. Yeah?
Cannonball!
All right.
Do I have advantage?
No, none of you are
rephrase
having
that.
advantage on your acrobatics check to not get hurt from falling 6 feet. Everybody,
Oh yeah.
so everybody give me your acrobatics checks as you fall to the ground.
I got a 17. The advantage
I
would
got a
have had
cannonball.
24.
I got an 8. Fucking can't roll a dice
Oh.
to save a die to save my life right now.
Yeah. It's not a large enough fall for anybody to take damage. But any of you who rolled a 10 or lower, you are absolutely landing on your ass.
I intentionally did a cannonball, so like.
So you're 100% landing on your ass anyways. It
I'm
just
gonna try
hurts
to-
a lot more than you would think because you cannonballed.
I got a little bit
to-
of a bruised tailbone.
It's
gonna
literally
try to-
pavement. Like it's like you're in the middle of a road. It's asphalt that you're landing on.
I'm going to try to catch Nox at the last second and be like, hey, man, you got me last time. I got you.
I'm fine with the 16.
Oh, you got a 6.
That's-
Oh, okay. I thought you said 6.
No,
16,
I'm the one over here with an 8, just falling on my butt.
But you're all falling 5 feet, plop, and as you all plop to the ground, some of you on your butt, some of you on your feet, some of you deliberately on your butt. We start to make our way up into the historical section of Fort Riley here, right? And just as you all start to walk, you hear coming from the fire behind you a rustling, rummaging sound as something appears to a dark shadow-like entity darts out of the flaming forest and darts out of sight between several of the buildings near you. You all can give me a quick perception check.
Sorry, guys.
16.
16. 7, 6, 16. Yeah, so Nox does not get a good look at it. K9X does not get a good look at it. Hermes and Rev get a decent look. Bro,
Zach, sorry. Nope.
okay, so Rev and Dr. Sanguine, go ahead and give me Arcana checks.
Ooh. All right.
Somehow I'm not terrible at that. I don't know how.
So you're a cleric.
I have a -1 intelligence, but I have a +4 arcana.
So I got a 5, but I'm gonna.
I mean, you have absolutely no clue what the hell it was.
So
based on that,
I'm
but
gonna do a.
I would not recommend using
Okay.
a resource to
Okay.
help identify an unknown creature that ran past you.
All right.
Especially when Rev got.
It wouldn't be
17,
wasted unless I got it.
unless you get it.
Yeah. If it doesn't succeed,
Yeah.
then it.
So you all catch a glimpse of this creature. It appears to be, maybe the size of like a big cat, like a cheetah, or even maybe like a panther, small panther. You catch some big old, like it's It's dark jet black though, and you could swear you saw 6 legs. And Rev, you definitely recognize that it's definitely not a normal beast with that Arcana check. It's some sort of bizarre, monstrous type thing that you have never seen before.
Sounds like my cat.
Yeah. Sounds like a big cat.
While it's going by, can I go?
I don't think we want to call it over.
I'm kidding. I probably wouldn't have the time.
Give me an animal handling check, please.
Okay. Let's see here.
No.
I got a 12.
As you do that, you see that its one eye just glances and locks and makes eye contact with you, and then it steps around the corner of the building.
Cool.
Very obviously aware of your presence as the beast steps back into the shadows, out of sight.
So I don't know much about anything in this apocalypse, but I don't think we want to call the monsters to us, right?
It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, Doc. What's the explanation on that?
I mean, we don't know it's awesome.
Listen,
Okay.
I don't know about you
cats-
guys, but if
That's-
we can get an ally, you know,
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
normal
that's-
cats suck. I don't know that I
I
want
feel
like
like
a
that's a
magical
group discussion, though, Doc.
6-legged cat.
You know what I mean? Like,
Fair.
just
fair.
hey, maybe we should try to be friends.
When I
with
first
things.
looked at it, I
Did
thought it
you
was a
say
house cat.
6 legs?
Everything out here has tried to kill us. So
It certainly
Fair.
had like extra appendages.
I mean, it knew we were here already.
Mhm.
It was trying to be stealthy, but it knew we were here already. We've made plenty of noise. We lit half the forest on fire, and then beyond that, we also just been talking.
Hi, give me an
Sorry,
Arcana check with
okay.
disadvantage.
What?
He said,
Kai
"Can I give me
Oh,
a disadvantage Arcana check?"
Because you're doing it based on the description.
Only an 11.
It sounds familiar, but you can't quite place it.
Hmm.
You've gotten notes of 6-legged shadowy creatures, but you don't know much more details about it.
I see.
This one
Did I
might be
not
new.
have any idea?
Fascinating.
You can definitely tell that it is a monstrosity of sorts. It is not a natural beast, and it's not just a like overgrown version either. It is something distinctly different, similar to how like the owl bear was some sort of strange creature, or perhaps like the giant purple salamander that was described. Yes.
Well, I don't really love cats, and insects are kind of annoying anyway, so probably should leave it alone.
I don't know. I kind of had fun with the
my cat.
spiders.
My cat's not that bad, but cats in general.
The spiders seem to have fun with you too.
The more legs, the worse. I mean, like, there's just like a correlation between number of legs and like how terrible they are. So like, 6 is worse than 4. So
I'll look down at my 0 legs.
yeah, that's why we love you. That's
yeah,
why we love
great.
you.
I love this guy. He's
Perfect
fantastic.
amount.
Can't
Perfect
give you
amount
any
of
grief for not having
legs.
shoes if you don't have legs.
Exactly. And with no shoes Kai being the best ever with 0 legs, we will end the session there, as we have been now stalked by a shadowy beast that out of character we would recognize that description as a displacer beast, but in character we have no idea. And we will pick up there next week on the Arcane Apocalypse. And for those at home who were paying attention as far as our schedule is concerned, this was a bonus episode because there's 5 Thursdays in the month. Typically we play on the 1st and the 3rd Thursdays. So this was a bonus episode, which means we will get to pick back up right here where we left off 1 week from today on whatever Thursday that is, June somethings. Like 1st or 4th, not 1st, 4th maybe, something like that.
I believe it's the
nailed
4th.
it.
4th, cool. I'm good at math. Awesome. And so we will see you all then next time on the Arcane Apocalypse.